tight. Still cool, calm, no panic in his eye. Every clutch movement, pure design. The king of aim in his blind. AdhemSwag, yeah, he's good for the fame. No fear, just feeling the flame. When the bomb's down, he's locking the aim. From the small to the small, they remember the name. I remember the name. Yeah, 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 yeah. AdhemSwag in the game is gold. Streams live chat blowing up like whoa. From dust to mirage, he runs the show. AdhemSwag, the king of the screen. He's just a shop, he's a game, it's free. Then the heat of the bench, he's making the play.
السلام عليكم.
Connected. Channel switched.
No need, we need to
مايك
rush up.
Ma-
شفت شفت شفت
One short,
Shift, shift,
one
shift.
still short.
مايك
He take my AK.
Channel switched.
ويس بخير.
Let's see. This moment. Again on the head. Again on the head. Again on the head. Brother is a slow kick
User
on the
بس
head.
joined
راتو
your
بعرف
He
شنو
doesn't care.
الطاولة صاحبي أنا لو سيس حبة فيس
ها
راتو أنا لو سيس حبة فيس تعرف شنو الطاولة
بلا صيفط لي ميساج موراك قعدت واحد الساعه باش رقدت
User
ما
joined
كوجيت
your
خير.
channel.
يخرج ان شاء الله.
والله لا ساعه باش رقدت.
أنا هبط باش ما نقلقكش في
هذا شوف.
القاسي راتوني ان جيم
User left
صاحبي
your channel.
يا تلونسي بلا بيا تخسرني انا في الايلو تروح تربح مع عبدو.
واني
User left your channel.
هذه الوف صاحبي لوكي يستركم.
People who are abusing bugs, cheating, smurfing, boosting accounts, and of course there is a lot more.
هذه ديما عندها بروبليم راهي شي قود.
This is a nice thing to see that Faceit is actually doing something actively. Although I know they can do more, but hey, for now this is okay. But there is a problem on Faceit that it's very hard to detect.
دايما
very
فيشيت
hard to
فيري
fight
هارد
against.
فيري خرا.
And
تقود علينا. دايما عندها بروبليم دايما. شكون يدير بها اليوم؟ هذه باريفيجن سحري والحقرة.
This is the only thing that's fun to watch, but it's not getting views in CS. The only thing getting views in CS is like cheaters or skin content, nothing else. And then people
كما خطر لي فاتت.
funny, nice videos. You see what I mean? Like the first clip is him shooting a guy. Look at this. Him shooting a guy, and it's like, can we make it slower? Slower. Look at this. Late.
I hope so.
The guy was already behind the wall when you hear.
ديما هذه.
Здорово. Здраво, здраво. Hello.
بشي شابة. هي صفراء كلير. ما كاينش كونيت الشرطة هي قرعانة. كاين واحد تقلب اللوز. هذيك ما شربتها. لقيتها بيبليسيتي وما درت شربتها. هذيك فيك والله لا عرفتها. يا تقول تشرب شمية.
Kitchen window. Two guys kitchen, two guys kitchen.
وامين
Two door, main.
واخويا
Out window.
وعلاه.
Out window.
If you guys are looking to cash out your CS2 skins safely, easily, and in the quickest
Mash
way
ready.
possible, then make sure to head over to the link in the description to SkinPlace. With SkinPlace, it's literally never been easier to sell your CS2 skins for money. Simply log in through Steam, select the skins that you want to sell, choose from a range of different payment methods such as PayPal, bank, and crypto. Fill out all your details, confirm everything you need to, and it really is as simple as that to cash out your CS2 skins. Even with the new trade hold added by Steam, as soon as that's over, you'll instantly get your funds for the quickest money possible for your skins. And using the promo code GOULDY will also get you a completely free bonus of 2% on top of your sale as well. And yeah, selling my skins was as smooth as it possibly could be. Don't forget to use my promo code GOULDY for a completely free 2% bonus, and good luck.
Can you push me window? One there. Can you boost me here? Code come. Left shot. Under window. Oh my. Under window. Two open. Right side one. Two short, please. One more. Two more mid. Yeah, let's. Other stairs, last jungle. Jungle, bro. Window, going window. Десять хп у него. Go split A, guys. Let's go. Push them. Jungle one.
Short. One short one. Short picking. Short. Flash. Boom.
Are you speaking louder? Oh, what?
Dead. One ticket. I'm walking junk. Drunk. One more time. Ticket one. Undergone, don't pick your
I'll take the bomb.
team with 1 HP. Try to stay alive.
That's it.
Kid under.
Maybe it's like wood is not
One big
shot.
kitchen.
How much of
ايه ماما وي جوست فيس كراك خويا لاباس ماشي صباح جوست تريميت صباح
window?
بس واعر بس واعر تاع ستريم صباح من 7 تاع الصباح ولا 8 ايوا وراهم بس واعر ونص قريب بويوس بس واعر ونص تاع ستريم صباح عندك شحال قريب بويوس والله بس واعر قبلت هكا عندي كليب سيد باش نبارطاجيه تاع الطاب تاعو عندي كليب درت لقطة هبو قبيله مو هادي
backside. Careful backside.
مو هادي
Clearly backside.
غالب
هي backside.
لينا شفت الشيء ها يبو هادي نقيت لا فانيلا عيان عجبتك تاعو قول للوف نص لدر مونغوز كوبي بغاين
جيبها زينو جيبها.
جيبها نجيب لا جنجل ون
كاين واحد بيت. Careful backside. Careful backside. Clearly backside.
غالب
هي backside. One kitchen door. Kitchen door. فوق زينو في زوج.
وات ذا فاك كنت ليفل 10 ها ليفل 5 ها سبعة ونص لدر لا كليب كباب نديرو ماوس ما يسترجع انا ياك وي ايو انت صاحبي كل عام وانت بخير. يابا قالك دير لنا ماوس ما بغاش باتاش وقيلا تيك توك هادي ديريكت بارطاجوها دروك لا غدوة يو هابي كانفا والحق راو Jean, Giglan, Bouchy, et moi. واش الحالة كيقوي بصح وراه في التليجرام اي حاجة خفيفة بشي شابة بس كيمشي غالي بزاف نديروها بصاي ياك نتوما باغيين نطولوها باغيين نقعدو عام انا باريفيجن انا باغي تخسر خفيف انا باغيهم يكملوا اش ندير بيهم انايا نتفرج انا الاخر باريفيجن مقلق عليها والله راني مقلق عليها من البارح ديجا رقدت على جالها تروحي عييت رقدت على الوحدة ونص تاع الصباح نط على رقدت على الوحدة تاع الصباح ما كنتش راقد قدامها رقدت مع الوحدة لا قدامها رقدت من الجمعة للستة عاود رقدت من الوحدة للثلاثة ونص عاود رقدت شوية موراها نط على السبعة تاع الصباح الستة تاع الصباح نوصينا ستريمينات شمسو حتى الزوج وقيلا ولا زوج ونص ايوا هذيك هي زيد قيد دروك قبل انا حشيتلي هيا نكملوها اكسب باريفيجن دوك شوفو يديروا لهم كيما بلاصه تاع جونفي يبعاروهم بارا ديجا بوري خسرت تربح بلا بصح واش الشعر شعرهم Mouse عندهم زوج تاع لي شوي
Mouse clinging to this series by their fingertips. A nail biter in the first, and Inferno didn't even get that close. 9Z are pushing this team to the absolute limits, and they could do the unthinkable and eliminate Mouse last
وغادي
in
تسيبورتي
the
سبيريت
group. That
تنعش
would be
الشيطان
shocking.
فيها
That would be stunning. It's Nuke to decide it. My question to you fellas is, what does Mouse need to show you to quiet the demons for another day?
Basically, none of the stuff that we see in the first two maps would be great to start off with. I think
حامضة هذه ثاني
I would love
تربطني
9C to honestly pull off the surprise just to put a spanner into the work. I can't say that I think they will.
Roman
Mouse
side
is
is
still the
نكره.
firm favorites to go in here and
هيك
maybe
حلو
win, but
هاي
in all honesty, with the way they've been playing so far, I see no reason why 9C can't put up
Okay,
another
كملت.
great fight. I don't know what it is right now in Mouse. As I said, like it's atypical to see them make mistakes like we saw in Inferno. It's atypical for them to play like they did on Dust 2. So in terms of that, shake it off. But I will also rephrase it like this: no matter what happens, from now on, they've already lost in my book. Like even though they win 2-1 right here, they move on into the tournament. To me, it's still a loss for them to find themselves in this position.
No matter what way they win this map, if they won it 13-0, it would still be a question mark heading into the next series. We would still point to this as them mentally collapsing on the first two maps potentially both of them really going into third map and finally bringing it home. When I look at Mouse,
نكرهها
what I
موس
want to see is I
ربي
want to
ما
see them
قشوك
put
فيها
clean
على بالك
Counter-Strike, and if they lose,
خرا
9Z get the better of them. I want to give credit to 9Z. I
هو
want
كيفي
to
ولا
say
يانو
they played a great game if
مبغي
they
هيك
win. Not that Mouse
علاه ما
played
باليش
terrible CS like they did on
مي
map.
كانت ماوس اي سبورت نورمال كتجيني
Well, the question
نورمال
becomes
مي
who
ولات
is going
ماوس
to survive because for one of
البوالي
these teams the music is going to stop here at the
والله
Blast
نكرههم
Open Rotterdam. This will be their final dance on the stage.
وي
And
هذا
so
ما
we
باليش
will
عليه
take it into our final map with the conductors of our particular orchestra, Anders.
7:30 لدر
The boys wouldn't let me down on the desk there, Anders. They were stewing with anger. I love to hear that. And Mouse deserving. Yeah, that was one of the most shocking performances I've ever seen them put down on the server. You did not expect that at all. We've got a 9th round to kick things off here before we get into Nuke.
Oh yeah.
And there is a chance 9Z can win this now. If Mouse continue to bring that level and 9Z continue to hit hard, they could be knocking out Mouse out in the group stages here.
It is not out of the question, and I think the analysts are right to be a bit upset.
Wow.
We've got high standards for a team like Mouse, so it's through the lens of that we're a little bit critical with it. 9th round out of the way. Nuke, though,
يهودي
is
كيف
a
يبان
really
يهودي
cool map for Mouse.
يهودي دوريشين
Going all the way back to when Sui was still the IGL for this team. They've been good at it for a really long time, so I expect something cool from them here. But the mental doesn't seem to be okay. A couple of mistakes punished by 9C. And
Couple
who
of
knows what will happen.
mistakes.
I say generous.
Couple of mistakes. Holy shit, Anders, come on.
I tried to get away with one. I tried to sneak one in.
I think I could count about 6 missed grenades just for a kickoff before we even got into the team play.
ايه
But,
صح
A wealth of mistakes.
I'm going to
ترى نكسة
reset
يهودي
myself. We're gonna
شالوم
go into this
شالوم
with fresh
ركسين
eyes.
شالوم
We're going to let this map play itself out and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. What would Moses do?
That's
ثاني
it.
محروق
That's really
في
more
مشان
like Moses. Moses wouldn't be as upset as I am right now.
Yeah.
كيما تيفاد
No, definitely not. So we're all taking a deep breath now. We get ready for the third map.
وي
I'm a Mouse fan. I'm not
يهودي
even
يهودي نورمال
I said before we got into this one, Spinks is my favorite player.
How could you, like, we're talking about a team that consistently
Which
makes it to the
interaction?
top of every
Blizzard?
tournament they attend. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
I'm
why
a Mouse
Pro League,
defender of anything.
that's it. Like, Pro League was the odd one out. Everything else has been fantastic for them. Like, the
ممكن يجي أمزح
speak for
فقط
themselves.
طيب
People
بليز
are mad because they're not winning the grand finals, but
نو جوست هي كنت أمزح فقط
but they
إيه
can
صح
actually keep making these runs.
ميرسي
You
جيت
make it to
بوتا
every major, you make it to every playoff. You've got fantastic players, and sure, you don't win many trophies, but yeah, they're in a great spot.
PARIVISION
Keep the run going here at the Blast Open. Last chance to look.
عندك ماب تروازيام
Versus Mouse. Battleground
What
will
the
be
fuck
the power plant.
ما غادي نباتو وبارتيات تاني فيتاليتي مونغوس ما غادي نقعد 12 تاع الصباح
Torshi could find an opening. He's got a 1-on-1 outside.
غادي نكرروا 5 ونص
Inside the
عليها
bomb side, though.
كور قد زيد
Version
رقد
of
شويه
Roland. They found a kill each. Oh, this is not a good start for
كور قد
9C.
شويه خير
DGT, maybe he could bring it back. They still have the bomb in their control. They didn't lose that in the first start here.
Sershin's been caught off with that particular push so many times. He just. I'm not even going to get into it. It's fine. It's
Oh,
just
They lose Jimmy as well. We don't have time to get into it because it's a 3 versus 3. The bomb is going to go down. There is not a kit in play either. We're immediately on red alert here.
We're in the twilight zone.
Yeah. It didn't even take long. We're halfway through the first round and already Mouse.
5 on 3 by your mind.
Yep, could have been making a couple of mistakes that could cost them the round, and who knows what happens from there on out. Time running low. What a shot from Wowzo. Peak
Yeah.
DGT next in and just crisp, clean
تراك راك دير
headshots.
لي فولو في
Again, you get the advantage
التويتش
and you get ants in your pants. And for some
ما
reason,
تنساش
you
تدخل
can't just
جيبوه،
hold
إيه.
strong positions. You have to start wandering around.
الغايه بها علم الحاضر
You let them back into it and they punish. This play here. What's the intention?
Yeah.
You can watch the vent from a deep angle. You do not have to walk blase into a crosshair. You can just park up, hold a deep angle. You had a 5 on 3. And you've let them back into it and win the round. Now you're on the back foot again. Force by.
That takes something out of the mental again. You know that you were supposed to win the round.
It's a 5 on 3, Anders.
Yeah.
Against 9Z, a team you should be dumpstering, like Vitality did.
Yeah, they showed you how. Can't replicate it. Crouching on through on the other side. It's a 4-1 split here. It's a classic on Nuke. Got one player holding that lobby position, everyone else working this side. Mouse are going to do the same thing when it comes to their T side. It'll be Jimmy who's going to be playing over on that lobby position alone.
واه
Said, I think
ليش
he's
يقدر
very
يروحوا؟
good at it. Grenade could have been devastating.
أرجنتين هما من الأرجنتين.
It's okay.
but
أرجنتين team.
if it had been just a little bit earlier.
Good thing is he spotted a lot of players. They can call for rotations here. We have got Jimmy down there with them. Still a good chance they can win this round. Don't get me wrong.
Crossfire, yeah, you're right though. That is very, oh, it's broken open. That is very nice.
That's round. Again, I really want to make it clear. 9Z are playing exceptionally well today.
Yeah.
It's just Mouse fumbling over and over. The amount of 5-on-3s they've given up today is simply unacceptable.
السيكريت تاعهم الموف تاع العمي فات وقيله تاع الميجر تاني شباب.
Done. Yeah, even new player to the team, Lukhov, I feel like he's been very, very good. They find everybody. Not a single casualty on the T side. They clean up that round. Mouse, not the hot start you're thinking about here on Nuke.
Certainly not. Full eco, 3-0. Really nice teamwork here. Great peaks, good jiggles. The cover's there for the swing. Dotting their I's, crossing their T's.
Yeah.
Aware of every angle. This is really nice CS.
نشوف انت قلت قتلوا العمي
No
فات
real
ستيكرز
mistakes there
مال.
from Mouse. He just got outclassed.
Third round.
داك وقيله تاع العمي فات كيف راحوا ديبو كيف راحوا تيم جديده واش عربه يروحوا يروحوا الميجر.
That is not that's not a medal they want either.
Well, after EPL and crashing out in the quarterfinals to FUT, you'd think that was the wake-up call.
Yes.
You'd think they'd have something to prove here at the Blast Open.
Feels like there've been a lot of wake-up calls. I would say Dust 2 in this series was the wake-up call.
Yeah, and they won that map.
And they won that map. But it should have been a big wake-up call. Okay, that's pretty nice. Was not actually the Mac 10 that got the kill, but still. Up out of the vent, headshot on Jimmy. Of course, a bit of formality winning this round, so we're not going to be very excited that they were doing it. But again, it matters that they're not losing anyone. They all live.
So much money. We normally call this a bonus round. It's like the lottery. You've got so much cash available to you. You're drowning in gold.
Filthy rich. And that could really go a long way. Means Mouse have to fight their way through that money-winning round after round before they can start to relax.
Let's have a look at the helmet situation. 4 players without. So the Galils now are as powerful as AKs. Mac 10 can do serious work.
That's a really good point. Yeah. Normally we're on helmet watch to see, 1 or 2 players without a helmet, but right now Jimmy's the only one that has one.
There's only 1 AK in the first gun round. This is very unusual.
Yeah, it could turn into a real dream. Even if they lose almost everything in this round, as long as they win it, they're gonna have so much money going forward. What could Mouse do? They have 2 kills so far in the first 3 rounds on that Mouse side. That surely is gonna change here. Spinks testing the smoke, and then jumping back on top of the huts. Jimmy's playing that ramp position. He's got Torshi with him down there. Oh, awkward timing. Brolan. It couldn't have been worse for him. Spinks has gone next exertion. He needs some help here. Surely someone's going to be coming in from the high ground. They know that he could be here.
Oh, the timing's going to be sick.
Yeah. That's a 3-man.
They just own them. They just absolutely own them there.
But that is crazy. That's crazy discipline, right? They wait for the main player to be part of the peak.
That's just really well played from 9Z. You've been outclassed again, Mouse.
Yeah.
It's not a good look.
I didn't catch exactly what it was that threw Brolan off, but he was shuffling back and forth between something. You could see he wasn't ready. It was one of those moments, presumably from his point of view, that was the worst possible timing.
And now, those Mac 10s, those Galils are being upgraded to M4s.
They're getting so much right.
They're really doing it all. Really impressive. This is the Super Bowl for 9Z. They don't get to come to many tournaments like this, Anders.
No, I mean...
And yet their route here, you had to open up against Vitality. What are you supposed to do against that? Now you're up against Mouse as well. It's the hardest route you can possibly imagine in a group stage of the tournament. And you've got to commend them for what they're putting down right now. Look at this discipline. He just takes the aggro away for enough for his teammates to swing through. It's absolutely beautiful. Pitch perfect Counter-Strike. That's how it's done.
Put that in the textbook. I think the VRS implications like plus 60 points for 9C if they end up
right
winning. I mean, I don't know if that matters where they are in the world, but my God. Timeout has been called. Mouse reeling from that last round.
They saved the AWP in an M4. Not all is lost, but they really need to turn up now. I haven't seen this look of Mouse really ever. I don't know what's going on with them today.
Are
usually such a reliable team. Their mission for the longest time has been figuring out how can we win that game against Vitality finally.
Yep, that's the only discussion we've had.
That was the only discussion.
Mouse have lost 4 5v3s in the past 9 rounds. Yeah, thank you.
Bozo deaths.
I'm glad we're reiterating these stats because this is just tragic.
And they lose Sershin at the start of this one.
And that pistol really punctuates that point.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were at that angle. All you had to do was watch the vent, and for some reason, Zershin just goes walking past the squeaky door like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Those are the easier rounds to win. Get them on board and then, oh.
That's unlucky, but...
Okay, fair enough then. DGT takes a qualified guess. And it works out. What a check as well. Wowzer peak. Broline going to get one, but the bomb is down below. This, yeah, save. It's not a conversation. It's not a question. Torshi just has to be quiet. See if he can escape this without anyone discovering him. That's 5 in a row with how many kills in total? 4 on the Mouse side.
That was it a full investment? Yeah, pretty much. We've got 1,200 on Brolan, 800 on Zershin. They'll get maximum loss bonus. Torji on the CD side will get his cash as well. So he can drop a rifle.
Yeah.
But it'll be more of the same. There'll be a lot of concessions, and you might just have the partial buy around the M4, around the AWP. But 5-0. What a shot that is.
Brilliant. You're right. This is unlucky. Perhaps some Sphinx, but almost every other peak here is really well designed.
You were moved.
PARIVISION مطولة صاحبي.
Wowzer peak, I think it's up to 7. DGT's at 7-1 as well. We've got a couple of players that are way ahead of the pack.
راكم لاباس.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. Round number 6.
Yeah, here's the partial buy.
ربحت ولا خسرت شفتو؟
Torji will have to do the heavy
شفتو
lifting.
ربحت؟
He was MIA on Dust 2.
مليح لك.
Picking up the pace. He's
والله تزيد تخسر.
looks like he gets his first kill.
I do like that. Yeah.
إيموكم مليحة.
In front of the pack here, really
لازم
getting
أخصني
back into it, but
سمانة
it's
جديد
only the
لك.
one. They're right on top of him.
There's 2 players down low.
تفرجوا شويه وتبقى تشري من الستور تاعي يا الرب.
I'm not really sure, but
ما تفرجوا ما تخروا. انا دايره في البوتيك تاعي.
I actually do like seeing Torchi
تفرج بالتويتش تربح لي بوان تروح تبدل لهم سكين ولا.
to revitalize the team. Like I said, they need a miracle.
عندك؟
لي بوان في لا في التويتش.
لا في البوتيك تاع بشي كيف لا بشي كيف تاع البوتيك.
The analysts were savages before.
Yeah, they went hard.
شريت لك واحد انا بلي بوان تاعي.
I don't want to know.
وين سبت لك؟ بوكي؟
سمعت ايموكو تحت
There's not much more I can say. I think
أنا بوكيتك
this is
إيموكو.
just not good enough, unfortunately.
قطعتهم.
إيموكو بوكيتك.
Make sure the children are listening in or anything.
يتفرج تربح لي بوان.
Sure that doesn't happen.
قلت لهم خلوني نربح.
والشين تاع البوتيك دير علامة تعجب دير علامة تعجب
That's the
ستور.
main thing.
تفرج لك بوتيك تاعي.
Into the next round. Pretty beautiful shots. Again, I'm going to reiterate
أنا
this.
ثاني تحت قطرهم
شارك إلو.
يوميت لسيسو.
هذا مكان.
هذا مكان.
كم سو بترول عنده 2006.
تلا ما كاين والو مادام عبدو 2007 ما كاين والو.
يا عبدو 2003.
هبط.
ما شمسو تاخر منهم. ولا حاجرك شمسو. يا درا اللقطة شمسو تاع قبيلة 4 كيل في البي.
الو
لا اللقطة تاع البي.
ما ايوه
في مشات.
هي مشتاش قلت لي نايس قلت لي كاسيراتو
There we go. Now,
نسيت والله نسيت.
من كثر لي كلوز بزاف نسيت صاحبي.
discussion on Inferno.
درتها في انستغرام بارطاجيتها في انستغرام دروك.
Around each other, make sure that you can always get some punishment
شو
if
كتشي
anything goes down.
قول يا عبدو تعرف واحد اسمه
Should be
راسين
possible here. There's a lot
راسين
of time on the clock.
راسين.
and
راسين
to 9C's
عرفوش
advantage
طبعاً.
means they can
يمكن
look for
تعرفوا
something.
There's no way you can lose this
راي
round. Anders.
مباراة.
Gotta say that.
عندي ميكس عندي ميكس عم يضغطوا على الديسكورد هي من بعد شي
ما تعيطناش ميكس
والله
بدلتنا ما كنتي تلعب معنا ما والو صاي ترجع ما تجيش عندنا
عليك لذيذ من بعد نديروا فيغوس راه مليحه
The mouse fan will be on you.
لا زال.
User left.
ونجيب لك مكنه.
He does go down. That's
كثير
potentially
ممكن.
spray if he could have landed it there. We're down to 40 seconds. Okay, man. At least he is.
ما بلا هو ونيتروكس قلت لك مكنه ما ربح انتوما مكنه ما ربحتوش.
Possible before, like you said, but now it
بعد
is
ايش بسووا؟
all the way done. Nice shots.
قلت له التيم تاعك مكنه وما ربحتش.
Just protect that orb, I would say.
Yeah, I'm.
عبدو معاه عبدو حكى معاه مع ايموكو
لا لا وين التورنوا ولا وين؟
اللي تونو كنت تلعب مع ايموكو
التورنوا دخلت مع الاخر مع نبيل انا التورنوا كانت 23 مارس هذه يا اخي
Why not make them spend the cash?
اش هو؟
We're only halfway through the
Tournament.
half, so
والله ماني عاقل
دخلت فيها تشمس ولا دخلت؟
خدنا انا وياه انا تروح
نربح ولا
ربحنا مالك
yeah, this one.
مالك من جبت ايس على تعدني الاخر
Don't want to say it's lucky.
قلت لي نحسن كالبو
Good fights.
يا وديدي مزيت منها باش نحكي لكم عليها
مالك شبسوا ما ربحنا مالك وقتو ما خسرتوا مع ال جي تي وانا ما لعبتش مالك خويا ربحنا كاليفينا وخليتكم مع ال جي تي تلعبوا ال جي تي وهذاك اللي عايش في لاسيات هذاك ولا مش عارف وين عايش في الانجليز
كمال عزيك
لا
اللي يستريمي عايش في الانجليز وقيلا
منير
لا
يا ايميغري من بكري منير حراق مازال منير مازال ما ولا ايميغري
Holding my breath and waiting to see if they could find
يو
an
ال تي مع هنا ولوف مع واحد من السويدن ولا مش من الانجليز ولا مش عارف
struggling to stay in some of these rounds
يبدا
here.
بالاكس في اكس ولا حاجه
نيفا
No one on the other side.
اكسني
فكرني
طاحوا معاهم لعبوا بارتي انيبيس نعقل وانا كنت خدام هذيك خطره طاحت لي
They
كار
have another wall to set up, or if they're just going to try and go outside.
طحنا واحد
Minute on the clock.
طحنا مع واحد تيم دخلناه يضحك شبسو
Something like that, very
عبدو.
4-1 splits.
دخلناه
They're
يضحك
going to wrap around.
شبسو يقول لي كنت كلوتشيها نحسن بولا زيرو قال لي كنت جيب ايس جيب نحسن بولا زيرو ونجيب ايس
He's been deleted. And because he's the rap player, they must
ما بغيتش
know what
نحسن
is.
جوست فيس مسلم عليك شبسو قال لك صح عيدك
قال لك اش نمشيو نديرو
جوست فيس
يسال عليه بخير صاحبي يقول له صح عيدك
تفرج باريفيجن خطيك من الجيم باريفيجن سبيريت روح تعلم عبدو روح تقرا
Even though he got the headshot,
Oh,
pretty quick reaction to be honest, but there's only 23 seconds.
Molotov's perfect.
Yeah, pushes them out of the hut here.
يبدا الجيم مكسره
What they do, that is a good spray. 15
يس
seconds.
راني
grenade
تحت
on
هي كاش
DGT,
حاجه
and
تما يا
suddenly Mouse are back in the round.
موفيني
They need some miracles
Really?
right now, and this could be one of them.
Switched.
The bomb planted, but this was for just a second, a 5-on-3. And now Mouse themselves have brought it back into contention. Spinks is
تاجي ما
in
تلقيت بوتي
position. Torshi, unfortunately, saved heaven instead now. And Exertion, yeah, how did they get up? I don't think they could do anything here. You might be right. A save has been called for. 7-1.
إيكي سلام طلع هذا والله هذا وين شفت الميساج تاعه
I mean, that opening
سلام حبيبي كراكم
Yeah.
لا هيكي
The fact that it's the
Iki,
ramp player they
Iki.
found in the yard, they know where
It's
that
very
op is
Iki.
playing immediately.
This is beautiful stuff from 9Z. No real fumbles or mistakes from Mouse this time. They're just getting absolutely destroyed in the 1v1 duels. Great awareness.
Yeah.
Great read of the situation there from DGT. Mayan with the AWP watching for the smoke to dissipate, knowing they had to wait for that to go down before they make their next move.
Yeah, I mean, It's important to say for anyone that's watching, we're criticizing Mouse a lot, but we're not trying to take anything away from 9C.
Absolutely.
They're playing fantastic Counter-Strike right now. We just expect something similar, if not better, out of Mouse. 7-1.
Job's not done yet, though, Anders. It's a great start. Couldn't ask for much more here on the T side of Nuke.
Just an interesting thing as well. I was saying to you before we went live here, you know, in the past when we said, you know, South American Counter-Strike, we just meant Brazil.
Yeah.
But now we got all this representation from Argentina, from Uruguay, from Chile.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool that Counter-Strike spread out as far as it has in that region.
Absolutely true.
Absolutely true.
Control on the T side.
الأخيرا نبقى على بارافيجن تحسب ليكيب ناسيونال يلعب.
Picking up the pace, Anders, and calling
هلا.
it off. Oh,
تريد نبغيهم ولا كيفاه؟
blocked in the door. The nade, incendiary combo, gives them the opening pick.
Oh, wait a minute. They might get one in return. That's...
Oh, that's rough. Super unlucky there. For Spinks, they did so well to get the opener, and now we're going to be collapsing in towards the upper bomb sides.
What timing. He walked through the smoke. They had no idea. Torshi's gone. How did he find that? So risky. A 2 versus 3. The bomb is
جمال يلا السطور دقيقة ولا لا؟
It's a very dangerous job. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Max is on the other side. They grenade the heavens. Jimmy has yet to get a kill in this one. He's 0-5. They're calling his number. They do need him to do something. Sershin goes down. Jimmy's dead as well. Money's busted. The half is gone already. 8-1 in favor of 9C. I can't believe it.
They might just have to force this. They're averaging like 4.2k. It's like it's not as terrible as you might think. So there'll be rifles available for them, but it's be lacking grenades. They have to buy this one, in my opinion.
اكتب علامة تعجب، دي علامة تعجب، هذيك علامة تعجب اللي فيها بوم تحتها وكتب ستور STOR ستور. هي ما قطعوا قاعد تكلم بالتويت.
No grenades for Torchy. Got the AWP, no helmets to be seen, no defuse kits, no nades on Jimmy.
Yeah.
STOR.
This is such a difficult round to win. Nuke, it's all
كليك عليها تما، كليك على ليها
points, isolating the fights.
ومن في البايو راني داير تصويرة وداير بوتيك.
And if you ever want to dream of having a retake with a defuse, you do also need some smokes, typically, especially on the B-bomb side.
And a kit, ideally.
Yeah, that's to make it even clear.
Towards a good position, though. This is great for one.
Can he escape afterwards is the question.
Yeah,
there is one.
إيه ممكن صايد ديت لك خويا.
هذاك بركة هذاك بركة.
واه. طيب.
Keep it slow and simple.
خلاص يروح لك.
Find a kill. Go somewhere else.
7 أيام. صايي.
Wowzer Peak not afraid to take the fight out here, but he might
قلت لك صايد ديتها.
realize that Sershin is right out there by
بعتوا له مساج.
very hard position to clear. He's not
بعتها لك ولا لا؟
هي هاك بعتوا له.
هي صاي اكتيفي ما تنساش.
Thing is as well.
هي صاحي.
في برومو كود برومو.
وادم سواق يعطوك 3 شهور وتخلصي 50%.
خلاص عسي قال لي نشري ديريكت قلت له اجي جربه قبل
جربه قول له الا عنده اديسي اللي ما كان لها يعير واحد.
كيفاه؟
الا عنده اديسي ما كان لها يعير واحد. الا عنده اديسال.
اديسال لا عاد فيه
الا عنده فيب سيبون يجي يسحقها غايه ويساعدها غايه. شو لا كاين فيه واحد الريغلاج نبعث لك شي حاجه نوريه.
ريغلا يا خويا.
باكيت لو سينسير.
كيفاش؟
قلت لك باكيت لوس نساه كي داير.
عندهم مشكل تاع باكيت لوس.
كاع عندهم باكيت لوس، كاع صحاب فيب عندهم باكيت لوس. هي من بعدين. واو.
اخويا الله يفتح
عليك.
Torgy knows. They got to keep their head in the game. They got to keep believing. Trying the same maneuver again. This
انا عجبني بارافيجن انا كاع ما يتفرج.
Is there a rotation?
عيط لي الجيم، عيط لي الجيم.
No one's moving. I actually don't think they know yet. Now the push is in. Jimmy hasn't got any kills yet, but now he's going to start to pick one up there. Tries to throw.
أنا مع البرازيل، كما أنا البرازيل نكره الأرجنتين، نكره كيما الجيري مع المغرب. هي ما نبغيش الأرجنتين، نكرههم. نبغي فوريو خويا، أنا مع فوريو حبيبي. غوست توجور كونترا ليك أنا.
Now the round's back on.
They do have kits as well, and they've got a lot of utility. So if they could get a bit closer, it's possible.
Argentina? Yeah.
Got to be careful of where that lands on the retake. It's already been thrown out here, and now they're trying to put some pressure on, coming in for the ramp position. Oh, good with the first one. Mayan takes one more, but he's in the middle. Oh, he still wins the fight.
What?
How does that happen?
What's
Was he shooting him
happened?
in the back?
He
Hello.
must have been. What else would he be doing?
Oh, no.
We need one more investigation, this time into how Mayan survived. Did he wear triple Kevlar?
Oh, he should be getting that kill. There's no excuse. Should be getting that kill all day long. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that's rough. I don't even want to beat up on them for that one. That one hurts.
It's gone too far for you, Henry.
Yeah. Even I'm tapping out.
We'll leave it to the analysts.
Yeah, I feel bad.
Well, we're in the round number 12. Unfortunately, you can't. Oh!
Okay, it's more like
So
him.
you can't get off the ride, Henry. Porsche's trying to get it back. 5 versus 3. Very cool shot.
فرام بالكثير عنده.
The yard through the container. Yes.
خليهم يربحوا بماوس تاخر انا مريحين كره. خلهم رابحين جيم.
5-on-3. Last time Mouse won this one without any real trouble. Very disciplined. I feel like they're starting to get the troops under control.
Final round, Anders, 5-on-3.
Yeah.
There is no world where you can give this one up. Otherwise, it's GG. It's over. You do
GG
not.
Drogba.
9-3. We can have a conversation.
Okay.
روسي بيروح.
Quick on the trigger.
ذهب روح.
Make sure they pay.
هي قلت له انت.
They take down Jimmy. Very cool shot though coming in from the T side.
جيبوا الاسطره مضربه 2 بي اس كات ولا تخرجوا جيبوها.
But they're running low on that clock. 25 seconds. The
يروح
ball is on
قلت له
GDT
2
as
بي اس
well.
3.
Actually,
وي.
back a little bit. Man gets that one on Torshi.
يلا اللي قاعد يجيبوها. لا 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 لا.
2 players down towards lower. If Brolin goes down with nothing, the round's over.
Oh, he knows they're coming heaven as
Yeah,
well.
spera
He's, he's calling it out here. Spray is a lot of damage.
Shabba, what the fuck?
There's just
5-on-3.
6 seconds on the clock, and he's around the corner of the bomb
5-on-3.
It would
seem
seem impossible.
وعليه.
They shouldn't have been allowed to even get into the round, but this is a really cool to come back into it. I really can't believe it. Man, 2 kills. Spinks sneaking out. He's got the health for it. And he's looking for the corner player. He knows Mayan could be there. Out in the open, he gets the first one. And now DGT, 11 kills to his name. He needs one more here for the clutch. And that would surely split Mouse apart. But no, it's going to be Spinks instead.
Holy shit.
He saves the day for
خد
one
مساحة المواقع.
more time. 9-3 at the end of the half.
بطريقتين انا نبغيها على خاطر زايو هذا مكان.
Yeah, you're right. Torji's AWP is here, but it's only going to be that first shot onto Magic before the penny drops. The info flows. Torji looking for more. Oh, he's got it another. Zatara's down. Torji racking him up, farming him up. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
This time Chopper up towards Palace instead. He'll have Jimmy inside of the Palace. Oh, what a move. Shiro given just enough space to get around that box. Deals with his counterpart in Torji. Palace locked onto. Chopper tries to escape. Donk is on the scene. And he's not going to waste a moment here. It's blood in the water. Spinks with the answer. This is a 2 versus 5. Sent against them. Magic's back from behind triple. Spinks a quad kill needed. 3 frags deep. 15 seconds. The HE. Oh, he's rock solid on Bizertion. He's gonna find the kill in the back line instead. Apex stays honed in on him, now awkwardly behind this red train. Spinks with a little foot left, finds he to make the difference. Oh, it's a team whose wins were so elusive. And Rops is the most elusive. The esteemed Estonian to try to clutch this. Stepping forward into 2025 with nothing but it won't come yet.
He's overstressed. He doesn't even realize it, but he's watching 2 positions. But here's Jimmy. Does he have to let this go? Brolin, you gotta watch something.
From both sides, Jimmy gotta step it up. He's got Zershin to work with. And the attack's still on out from heaven. Here on high, Zershin able to hold it back.
الموسيقى هذه تعجبني. هذوك لي بوان اللي شفتهم انت، لي بوان في ستور، كليكي على اي حاجه على سكين ولا ضرب هكا غادي افيشي لك شحال عندك بوان شحال اللي خاصك.
Things going from bad to worse for Mouse here. A lifeline, a miracle granted by Spinks. He manages to win out the 2v1 after they had the 5-on-3 advantage. Just 3 rounds to their name on the CT side, but we said 3. At least we can have a conversation of the comeback, Anders. And I still think they can do it.
There's always room for that conversation. Of course there is. Mouse have earned, I think, that much respect at least. We just haven't seen anything like themselves yet. But maybe the second half of Nuke is going to be it. Now they're on the T side. 9C really making a name for themselves here.
Absolutely true. Got the Molotov for the hut roof. Smoke for main. But the Julies to get past. Mayan has been impressive. 9-2 so far. Smoke goes down.
Strong position here. A lot of the grenades will land behind.
ايه لا ما كاينش بالدراهم هذيك دايرها هكا باش نعاون زعما الفيورز راك فاهم. بغيت تشري يروح لي سيت الاخرين. عندك شغل دايرها هي لي فيورز هذا ما كان. هادي فين نبيع لي سكين. فين نبيع. من حزاق نبيع.
True. We needed this. Looks like it should be a comfortable close. Should be the operative word there. No real reason to force buy in the second with this massive lead you've got on 9Z.
Yeah.
I'll give it a look in to see if they can cause any further damage.
Doing a little bit here. Could even just be sort of a heat check to see how rattled are they. If you could have got a couple of more, all right. This is the thing that I do love about Torshi, right? I appreciate the hype man mentality of getting the team back.
That's true.
I think it's really nice.
He hasn't given up once.
No.
And you're right, he was a decoy almost running into the bomb site. Leaps in there, sets up his teammates. It's a nice pistol from Mouse.
Like even the way he ducks his head down, just makes him hard to spot.
Got to lock in now, boys. As I said, I don't think you have to force by this one, but let's see what they go for. They have chosen to do so. Mayan with the scout, 5-7s. Scout doesn't connect.
This is the 4-1 split. Like I said earlier, Jimmy's going to be holding that lobby. When he's on his A game, very, very annoying player to try and find. And actually he's going to join the team now. So he'll be covering for a late, potential flank from 9T. Sometimes the CTs will try to follow the Ts into the hallways here, but they're down below. There's nobody from the CT side, any part of the lower map here. So everything is pretty much set up for an easy win. In theory, I suppose 9C, if they're not in position soon, they should just save.
Yep, good point. I think that might be the case. We'll see if any CTs want to rotate down towards lower. Just one so far. Maximilian hoping to cause a bit of a ruckus if they've allowed the CTs into this.
That's a scout connection on Spinks. That's a headshot insertion. This is a little bit worrisome. Torshi, the next to go down, and I'm already starting to feel nervous on behalf of Mouse.
It should be fine.
Maybe.
I'm okay with this.
Are you really?
Yeah.
The bomb is down there. They can pick it up. 35 seconds. I'm not okay with this.
It's the low HP on Max. They don't have control of the bomb. I think it's fine for Mouse.
Okay, well, let's see. Brolan, you might be right. That's an important kill. Spinks with the Mac 10 to follow it. Deep nade. Could it catch him? Oh, no, it's Mayan. He had more health on that side. 18 seconds. The bomb is picked up on Brolan. It's going to be Jimmy to get the kill, and now Brolan escaping.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think you've got it, Henry.
ما يتشري بالدراهم وقتها بريم علاش داخله مع عندها بروبليم. المهم السي تاعك يكون اكتيفي نورمالمون. عارف another people.
Can't even really
Hello?
imagine what it would take, but he's still there, and I think that speaks to how they're feeling right now, 9Z. They feel like anything could happen, because they've been winning a lot of weird rounds so far. Stepping around here, looking for a scope. It's not going to happen. Brolin, triple. Good work from Mouse.
An arduous task ahead of them, an uphill battle. But so far, so good. Nice pistol. Not the cleanest second round, but you get past it. Excellent shot from Mayan, it has to be said, but the MAC-10's doing the work. This was the kill that decided the round.
Yeah. And they did force into this one. So the next one, going to be pretty muted. We've got 3 HEs. I'm excited about that. Not enough triple nades in Counter-Strike, in my opinion.
Well, maybe that's why. Didn't really do too much. Tickles Zertian.
Be another 6 months before we see that. But they're out here in the smoke, causing havoc on the A yard. Not enough damage, though, to really put any real threat to Mouse here. Mayan, position known. Would love a headshot.
Needed this to be clean as well. With 5 players surviving.
Yeah.
It's going to be very important going forward. Can't afford to lose anyone here. And they shall not. All right. Back to their winning ways. Yep, that's true. Couldn't put it better myself.
He's got the math nailed down.
Yeah.
Now they just need the Counter-Strike.
I still think Mouse win this, by the way. I know that sounds like a crazy thing to say, but they are the better team. They haven't played great today. They're playing like their C game right now.
Yeah.
But they will still win this.
Well, you've watched a lot of Counter-Strike, Henry, or a lot of Mouse as well.
A lot of Mouse, yeah. They will still be winning this. It's just, this is not a team that's winning this tournament. I can tell you that much.
Let's see. For 9C, it's another interesting test too, right? How do you close a game like this where you have the upper hand, you've got the mental advantage, you seem to be playing the better game, but sometimes all of those things just still aren't enough. The game drags on, you don't win quick enough, and some of these Mouse players, they are very experienced. They know what it's like to make these comebacks. So maybe you are right. Round number 16, and it's very thin on the utility for that CT side. Limits what they can do. No HEs to blow open the smoke in yard, just an example. They're going to be guessing on the other side of it here. Oh, wow, they do guess correctly. They didn't have the HE, but they had the M4.
Towards ramp we go. It's a difficult off angle to manage.
Yeah.
Realizing he's got the advantage, doesn't need the one and done to staying alive. That's a really great decision, Anders.
Yeah.
I say one and done, it's even difficult to get one from that spot. So I think just staying alive here, providing self-preservation, that's the aim of the game. Maintain that 5-on-4 situation.
سمعتني 120 هما.
He had to think on his feet. He had a split second there to decide, am I staying, am I...
باين جديد جامع في CS here.
That was the right call.
30 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and that's why. It's one of the greatest resources the CT have. Run the clock down.
Okay, so Brolan's in a strong position. Jimmy's got the bomb. He's over by the lobby. They're going to try and see if they can wrap this bomb site from 3 different directions. But if any one of them fails, it might not matter at all. I don't think this can work any longer. Shut down from Mini. Peeking in is Lukov and Emil Spinks. Nothing you do.
To be fair, Anders, this is the bonus round.
That is fair.
It's a convincing win for 9Z, but that's the bonus round. You see how I'm trying to be a bit more positive now. Trying to bring it back.
I can feel it, Henry. I know you are.
I still think Mouse win this. That's the bonus round. You had a MAC-10, Galil's. Like, it's always going to be a rough one. You got to kill through the smoke. That's unlucky.
It does help to know that we've offloaded the negativity to the analysts.
Yeah.
We know they're going to...
I don't think I've got anything left inside me. So...
It's all happy thoughts from here on out, then.
I think so. Double digits over 9Z.
Moses will be proud.
I hope so.
Grenades in the yard again. Quick position with the AK out there.
يا اللي بيها.
Enough, though, this is a very important round.
كاين اللي يسيت لي بيها.
Yeah, money's in the bin and you're 11-6 down. Do need to
ولا شي مليسيت تخشي على الجزائر باسكو قادر يسكين يعاود يرد دار فاهمني. الا يقعد 7 ايام السيد ما يخربش ما يرداش ويدي بونط اموك ويبغي يردها سكين. ثم انت ما تشريش على واحد كونفيونس. وي سي بون سوا اسلام. المهم انت بغيت تشري ولا كاين شي حاجه قول لي نتلاقاو في الديسكورد ولا دخل الديسكورد تاعي نتلاقاو تما نفهمك كلشي والله الحمد لله
The trade might not matter. Wowzo P takes him down, and it's 11-6. 9C, 2 rounds away now.
نايسي هيا باريفيجن خويا انا باغي نشوف جاي باغي نشوف نوطه باغي نشوف زوي
I don't need to say anything more.
يشوفك زيلو
You've all watched enough Counter-Strike. You've all heard me talk.
إيلو
about
قال لك
economics
إيلو
for 10
ولا
years.
إيلو.
Can you talk to me, Henry, about the timing of throwing the Molotov to the secret stairs and then peeking?
The fact he even gets one kill there is
سكو
ridiculous.
كيس
Like, he's
هذا
done so well there. He should be better. They've read it well.
كان تقول
He
إسلام
was there. The fact he gets one is crazy. It's unlucky for Mouse, if anything. He should not be getting a kill there. They didn't do anything wrong. He just did very well. And then with all the chaos, the Orb's able to rotate in, join the party. And what are they going to do now? Are they going all in? Oh, Anders, I think they are. This is for all the marbles.
Honestly, I don't even think there's a wrong or a right approach
No,
here.
it's pick your poison.
Yeah, one way or another, you're going to be in trouble. You either give them the 12th round, in which case it's overtime.
What have you got for us, Brolan? Maybe it's a snappy approach. You go for the upper rush. Doesn't seem to be the case. So what have we got to work with? 3 Tech 9s, 1 Mac 10, and a Zertian Galil.
One of the classic mouse executes on this map is the wrap around heaven and yard. Like, they love to do this thing where they go outside and then they end up at the ramp anyway. And sometimes they even do it through their own smokes. Which is just being thrown in the yard. This time,
عرف كتب علامة تعجب ديسكورد كتب علامة تعجب ديسكورد ما تسقسينيش خاطر جاي دير علامة تعجب ديسكورد كتب كومون يخرج لك الديسكورد تاعي كيما قبيله تاع من درت تاع ستور انا
We have a CT player down towards lower. Good position as well. Nice defensive one. He's playing for 1 kill and survive. That's the aim of the game here. You do not need anything fancy. 1 kill will do. Even if you don't get it. Oof, okay, that's not ideal.
كنت اليوم بريال مونينغ واه باينه بلي غاديين في مليسيت خير باسكو باغ اكزومبل 500 دولار سكين تاع ستيم 500
yeah, I don't see a way out,
Par
to be
exemple.
honest. I
You
don't
have
think it's
to
worth
drop
it.
down the vents and just hope for the best here. That's
Par
what you
exemple
really
هذا
do. And Zertian's playing
ام 9 تاعي
I say that, don't give too much away, lads. 2 on 1.
لا
He's
نديرو
got
باغ
the
اكزومبل
players.
تاعي
1 versus 1.
هنا نديرو
4G's burning as
153
well. He's only got the Mac 10 to work with. Couldn't find a rifle.
ديجا بدا يطيح
DGT, no time to
153
waste.
تباك
Has to go straight in there. Doesn't have a kit either.
يدير 150
Is he going to be looking
هاي
behind?
يدير
He
150
goes out right now and looks. He might just have it,
هذيك
but he's
الروح
escaped back
كوبي
through. Now
هاكا
I think the clock has run down here. A 10-second defuse.
ونروح باغ
Be very
اكزومبل
hard to
هنا
come by at this stage. And look at how
ونبغي
he's
نشري
running
مسيت.
away,
Well played,
Toshi.
well played.
Yeah, he doesn't need to fire the gun. Just has to run down
اه
the
وين
clock.
وور يدير 116
7th round for Mouse. Oh,
صاي
that got so
كيما نفسي اسموني يدير
uncomfortable once again.
121 116 117 120
He did that miracle
شري
round.
هي
They
شي
get it.
117 باغ اكزومبل كليكي
Well played to Torji especially.
Yeah.
اي وشري بالسيت
Like I said,
كريبتو ولا
kill and surviving. That was the end of
بريتو
the game.
تاعي ولا
Couldn't quite
بالراس
get it. Nice double swing from Mouse.
Yeah.
Comes right down to the wire here. Ring around the rosy. That's all he had to do.
تما ناقص عليه 30%
Can't take anything
فهمت
away from their
توجور
from
برا
Mouse. They did
لي ريال موني ناقص عليه 30%
It's a round they're not supposed to win. Keeps their head above water for now. They've got a nice full buy here.
Well, if they win the next one, the money is very low for 9C. And maybe the dynamic will change a little bit in the second half.
So they've already done this sort of comeback in Austin against Legacy. I still think they're going to win. I'm going to stick with my guns on this one.
I appreciate that. Deep nade.
I think the pressure's going to get to 9Z.
It would not be the first time that we've seen an underdog team crumble when the stakes are really, really high like this. And it could be higher. You lose here and you get sent packing.
Multiple smokes outside. No one using them though. Just trying to force rotations down towards lower.
شابة
It will be an upper execution.
شابة
closing
تاع
out here.
شقت عندي من هاو
Molotov the bomb site.
كي زعما ما انا كاع ما ناقص لهم
Plethora
الموسيقى
of
ما نسمع
flashbangs
والو
to be delivered.
انا كنت لعب معايا ما سمعتش كاع
Do you want
موسيقى
that hut when it's on
لا،
fire?
عندهم.
I guess that's the big
انا عندي
question.
دروات دوتور
Already
فاهمني على بها ما
Throws down an
ندير
incendiary to slow
اش
them.
عندي كانوا
That is
لي
pretty sick.
هذه تاع الاخر هذيك تاع ران هذيك تاع كسموهم هذوك هذوك تاع اللي يديروا تاع تيروريست يقيسوا بومبا هكا ويجروا ران ايوا يدير هذيك الموسيقى هذيك شابة
On the A site, so in spite of the delay, it works.
شابه هي شابه في البومه
They're doing
من
it.
جي غادي تطرطق
Making all the right moves, all the right plays. Outside smokes to keep
واللي
one
ما
player down
عندوش
towards
كارت فيزا
lower.
كيفاه
No
بالكريبتو
interest towards that side of the map. All
ولا
the
واحد
while
يشري لك
getting
صاحبك
ready
يشيله.
for a very nice upper execution. You can see how discombobulated they
انا
were.
جبت فيرسي لي انا دولار ريدوت
Flashed
فين
out of
نشري له
position. No safety on the bomb site.
لا
They only
صاحبك
get
ولا
one
كاع
kill.
عندهم
Mouse.
علامة تعجب جمال علامة تعجب مش علامة استفهام.
Absolutely critical frag that Jimmy gets coming through the smoke.
That was crucial.
وما ديتش اسباس دي علامة تعجب ديسكور.
Dreadful first half. But those are the kind of high impact kills you do need.
اديروا له علامة تعجب ديسكور باش يدخل في اللينك
Coming out
تاعي.
of the hut is foiled by one player playing
انا ما
in that
بقاش نكتب
corner.
في
You
الشات
never
هنا
know.
الا كنت ندخل في جوجل
Another case here. Mayan started this.
وندخل تويتش عاد نكتب له.
Absolutely huge. Good
كما راكم في الشات.
work from Torshi as well. He's holding that left-hand side of the silo.
اقصر وقعود علينا.
Timeout called now. This time for 9C. Scoreline is 11-8. This is only the
اللي خاطر عندي هذيك تاع الموسيقى تاع هذيك المودامو ديك 14 دولار ولا 15 دولار بحته بالك راك عاقل عليها اسلام كانت عندي.
PARIVISION versus Spirit. We got Vitality versus Mongols. It really couldn't only get better from here.
Absolutely stacked tournament. Doesn't get better than this.
But this game is delivered far beyond anyone's expectation. Thanks to 9Z.
كاين ايزي فور انس انا تعجبني ايزي فور انس.
Leave this tournament with their heads held high.
ما نسحقش كيت ميوزيك شو عندي زياده يا ما دير بي والو كيت ميوزيك. ميوزيك تغني موسيقى انا هي تعاود انا ما نسمعش موسيقى انا ميوتي جيم ومن ندخل نلعب ما نسمع والو ما نبغيش نسمع اف في بي ما نسمعهاش تاع الناس انا نبغي نسمع وكون نسمع الام في بي تاعي كون ندير لقطه شابه الام في بي غادي دروا دوتور يسبريموها لي يوتيوب وكاع يقول لك هذه موسيقى تاع فلان فهمني تبغى لي دروا دوتور يميتي لك هذيك اللقطه يا اش ندير بها انا تيك توك ما يبانوش واقيلا ما بانونيش عليها تاع يوتيوب بانوني عليها ماشي يبانو يسبريمو لك هذاك الصوت.
I do think you need somebody like that on a team.
Yeah.
Pull them out of the ruts and he's
مش عارف انا بديت
always got that attitude.
مش عارف شو جبت.
Win this no matter what really. I think it's quite admirable.
ايه جبت اوب بها الحمراء.
Joined your channel.
يعطيكم مبروك.
عندك مبروك جيلالي.
Going down.
بخير.
تعود الله يغفر لك ان شاء الله. اقدر الله يغفر لك.
اللي داير ما نديرو.
المهم الله يغفر لك. قول امين.
ادهم.
طبعا مليحه. قبيله بوكينا باش تجي عندنا قلنا لا ازيمو عندي الاحمر ليه جديد اواب جديد حمر كان عندي قدام ازيمو. هي مليحه جيلالي.
باش ما نخسرش معاه.
ترد ليش ديني تخلص ليش ديني
خلصتك في دينك مبقاش دين.
انت مسكميتني مالك رمضان ما بتجي كاع ما جيت عندي ما قلت لي نلعبوا
انا ما كنت نلعب سي ادهم
كي ما كنتش تلعب كنت تدخل مع ماحي
انا خطرات في الليل هكا يرسل لي معي ندخل ندير معاه بارتيه
هذا ما كان انا ما تلعبش معاهم
اسمح لي سي ادهم ما نلعب
يا مليحه
اهو طلعت فايدي تاع 20 شيري 936
شيا
تاع 20 كاليتي تفرج ماوس غادي يفحتو
عندك ثاني منهم انا بغيت نتفرج بارافيجن
في طاليتي
ما درت لهاش هاي الحمراء بحتها هاي الازيمو في راه عندي جيت غادي نبدلها بباتر فلاي او لي بروتيكسيون تريتي معنا تما حتى البنتي عاود نعاود تريتي
غادي تجيب باتر فلاي
كنت باغي نجيبها سيمانه ضربوني بسيمانه تاع سكي لي سكي نردوهم لي سيمانه ما فهمتش علاه هو الام نايت ها لا كنت باغي نبدل بلي سكي اللي عندي جلوس والام 9 وازيمو في اواب وهادو ثلاثه نجيب باش نجيب باتر فلاي
روحها هذيك
ها
وينها باتر فلاي كي دايره
اي بغويا البورتوغاز هذيك اللي جايه خضراء تاع الارمي
ايه هذيك
ها ما عندي باتر فلاي حسبها باطل ولا مالك
لا غادي
الام 9 باش جبته مديت طالون لايف مديت ديزرت ديجل كريسموس ويب ومديت ديجل برنت ستريم ومديت اكا اوربيت هذيك حمراء دير واقيلا $35 ريال موني وديجل دي 40 ريال موني
UPL.
وزدت شويه فتات $10 $15 او ب $15 زعما شويه صقاير. هادو كاع يبي جبت ام 9 وخسرت فيه $30 ودروا غادي نزيد باتر فلاي غادي نزيد نخسر فيه $30 تبغى غادي تروح لي واحد $70. وانا تقلقت جبت ام 9 وخليت لي سكين كاع تاوي ونجيب باتر فلاي. انا حمار تعرفني بلي نكره خفيف لي سكين. تاع ام 9 شباب اللي غادي فاهم شو ولا فيها الدوده تاع باتر فلاي. واو ام 4 وهاد الام 4 شحال يدير في ستيم شحال $60 مدوا لي دونيشن. هادو كاع باش جبت ام 9 ايماجيني شحال دراهم. شو يتوالى اللي شريتهم انا بدراهمي $75 ريال مونيا وزدت مدي طالون نايف ولهذا الان فور تاع $60 بلا الاور تاع $14 هذا كاع ما نحسبهمش. هذه كاع فايده تاع السين.
That's how Mouse can get this game into OT. Spinks. That's a save. Good headshot, yeah. Save is called now.
خطيك هذيك تاع الحمار خطيك اسلام خطيك بالتقمار. انا كاع ما نصحكش بالتقمار.
ادهم يقمر وصا ما ينصحش بالتقمار.
كيس اوبينينغ تريسكي خويا. طاوك سكين هكا واحد مدلك سكين ولا تلاقيت سكين ولا دروباو لك سكين وتبغي تقمر به باش تبوستي خسرته ما تندمش صح بصح باش تجيب الدراهم يجيبك يخطيك. هاو شا جي دروب شا تحل لي سكين طاح لك سكين غالي طاح لك سكين رخيص. تقمر بسكين ماشي تقمر بدراهم. ها
جيمكس خزوج
تقول
جيمكس خزوج
شي هذه
انا من معك
ايه ميكس لا غادي تفرج في بارافيجن انا سبيريت باكا ما تفش جيم تايم دخل تويت تفرج روح تعلم او تقرا انت ممكن ما ربحتهاش هذيك كل خطره نقولها.
It's not the greatest weaponry, but you know it'll get the job done potentially. Surgeon finds a player trying to be aggressive behind the cover of the AWP, but it doesn't work out. Not for 9C this time.
This time.
I really admire the fight that 9C brought some of these rounds, but I still wonder if there aren't a couple of more rounds where they could have saved a bit more. Keeping the economy intact, I think that's going to be pivotal. Mayan here set himself up. Footsteps in front. Oh, don't do that. My
You can see them starting to crumble a bit here. Like I said, the pressure's going to get to these inexperienced players.
Yeah.
Sure, you've got map points, but losing those early picks, lesser firepower here. They've got almost no grenades on the CT side. I don't see how they hold on.
They've rolled the dice and stacked the bomb site. So that I think is the answer. If it's an A hit here,
which is not. Good smoke. Do they respect it though?
User in your channel timed out.
Lads.
Add it to the list. Henry. Oh man.
Don't peek it again. You've done enough. You've done enough.
Yeah, you definitely have. Hold it back. Wait for them to try and see if they can jump. If they jump past, that's fine. There is a player down below as well. And Alzo Peak finds Surgeon. This is trouble now. He's holding the lobby. Gets a dink onto Torshi. But 20 seconds on the clock. And this could be where Mouse end up exiting the tournament. 3 people trying to get onto the site itself. Mayan misses the shot, but on the hot. It's the GT. Running down. Hell from
ايوه ساعتهم ايوه ماوز خسرتها.
Can you believe it? The underdogs getting smashed by Vitality yesterday. 13-3, 13-3. They go on to play Mouse today. You didn't think they stood a chance. They get absolutely walloped in the first map, but they come back fighting. They show to us that they can keep up with the world's best, and it's one of the most disappointing Mouse performances you're ever gonna see. Inferno was terrible. I didn't think they'd let go of Newcanders.
This is really a shocking result. The community were already up in arms when they lost to FUT in Stockholm. This is going to be headline making. They will be wanting more. The community expect more from them, and it is not what they got here today. But a lot of credit in the world to 9C.
تبدل الماتيريال هذا هو البروبليم في السيت اللي داروا ولا دير ويندوز 11 ثاني. بالك ماك جيرس ويندوز 11 اقدر ويندوز 11 الا ما قدر ويندوز 11 ما تلعبش.
User joined your
Biggest surprise
channel.
at Rotterdam. This is one of the
Hello.
biggest surprises of the year. This is one of the most insane
روح
upset
خويا
victories, and not only
دي
that,
كونيكتا واحده ما قال لي لا من بعد لا والو.
incredible CS.
هلا لعب وراه.
لا جا السلام عليكم عندكم مبروك مريح معايا نورمال. جا ايموكو هضرنا شويه موراها شويه يضروك دي كونيكتا واحده. مش عارف بالك كونيكسيون ولا حاجه. بالك سي يدير ويندوز 11 خاش اوبليجي ويندوز 11 انت كي تعرف بلي الكارتنر تاعك مختلف. قولها ديكونيكتي ديريكت.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Obviously, it's hard for us from the outside to judge your team when you're playing domestically.
كونيكسيون
most of the
تسين
time. So
تقطع.
going up against
كونيكسيون
European
راك
top
تلعب
position
فيسيت
in
يا
mouse.
فيسيت.
Be honest with
كون.
me now that you won the game.
أنت
Coming
كده.
into this one was
لا مش
was
لعب
it
لعبت قبيله
realistic
ستريميت
for you
7
to
سوايع
think about the
قبيله.
win, or was it more learning experience?
دروك غادي نتفرج غادي نستريمي بارتي تاع باريفيجن كنت سبيريت.
غادي نلعبوا حبه بعد سريع.
هاي غادي تبدا دروك. متى نقرا فيها راني هابل. والله أنا قبيله لعبنا 7 سوايع من 7 تاع الصباح ب 8 تاع الصباح حتى للزوج. اقسم بالله
هبلت بالسياس.
ها
هبلت بالسياس.
والله دخلنا فيسيت وامام ما يشبيك خرب الضحك. اسلام تنصحني بستريم وانا ننصحك على ما ننصحكش.
حسب يقولها
لا مسكين ما حميها لوبي رمبلا ولا شنو
لوبي تاع لوبي
تاع ابدي زاد.
طيب احنا في رمضان كملنا.
كيف في رمضان فين جو تكمل؟
لا ما جيتش تلعب صح.
ها؟
لا ما جيتش تلعب.
لعبت؟
وين تلعب؟ اشتكش انا.
والله لا لعبت. هم جيم 5 دقايق جيم اه؟
واحد يقول لك واحد طيب يا حليل واحد يقول لك
باني باينه كابتشير طيحنا باني
ديريكت.
هو ما تحاولش تفهمها ودي باني زعما كشغل شهر ولا
this kind of thing, I think he's very confident on
فاهم.
not only playing good but also calling first a lot of times.
باني خويا وكتب في الاكسل بلي هذا تبان في بلاده الفلانيه يدي بان في بلاده الفلانيه ولا يكونتاكتي سيبور يكونتاكتي سيبور. هلا بس هاك تنقيرك فهمني. هادوك انا جاي نلعب يطيح لي واحد ما نجيش نلعب كيما انا كبير جاي نلعب يجيب ب 16 نعم ولا 15 نعم يطيح. فاهم؟
ازعاق جينا اللي وراك دخلتي فيسيت.
صاي فهمت ما هي ماكش بانو واحد يطيح يقعد.
انا بانو
خلعتني. باني ديريكت منير زنده باني على بالي بلي يطيح. كيما بالبداية انا قبل ما يجيو كونتاكتوني مين نشوف منير باني يقول لك كونتاكت يقول على بالي بلي غيطيح.
علاش باني ادهم طيح لك؟
باش ما يخسرلكش كوميرو.
هي مليحة. لا تربيهم. فاهم؟
يدير مربي.
تتربى هاو تتربى. ولا ما تلونسيش.
وارد ما تلونسيش.
ما تلعبش قول. يدير لك كابتير يدير لك كابتير. سطب. كان هنا وراح.
تربى قول لها تربى.
يقول لك كم كلاسي الاول كي رايو. تضحك عليه تباني يضحك.
شو انفيتيني انفيتي كان انفيتي كان
راك تحب اضرب كومبيتيتيف جيت عليهم ولا
ماك طير معي
جينا عاقلين تاع كومبيتيتيف ادهم
شي عاقلين ما يهضروش كاع ما يهضروش ماك عروا غوست غادي مين تبدا الجيم 16 ساعه قلت غادي نافيغيشن ادهم بلي 30 كا رانك بريميوم شحال رانك في فيسيت والله ما على بالي ما تبقاش تحسبها بريمير وحدها والاخرى وحدها 30 كا بالك يكون لي بدلي السيد
ادخل جيريت
هذا من انفيديا
ولا تهنيني وحدي او باينه ونتهنوا شويه او جا غادي نتفرج برافيجيا باكا ما تشاش
هذا ما يخلصوا مركزهم ولا باطل
باطل
ان شاء الله يبارك راك عجبني في الانستغرام
الله يحفظك. انستغرام عباك بلي الريلز ما كانش على بالي بلي خيم تيك توك.
يطلع شتا
إني نقول لك تنخلع في معيشتك مالك.
يطلع
طلع اللي يطيح لك اللي تعجبه اللي يقول لك انا خير منك اللي يقول لك انا ابي اس ان فيها الموفمون كيما نقولوا في الشات. عندك جاي مهاره لافت بخده وات فاك سمعتني؟
نسمع فيكم.
ايوا يطلع خفيف 10 كا 20 كا طلعت انا
يجي اسلام
نقول له زيرو عجيب.
اسلام ولا هذا عندهم
باريفيجن على تيم سبيريت.
باريفيجن.
User joined your channel.
كاين ريبا واصل لك 30 كافي. واحد راه واصل 30 كافي.
30 كافي عندي 3 ولا 4.
اسلام كي عيطوا
مليحه سيرتو كي راك دير الكاميرا وكاع باك ناسي بون.
عندي واحده تاع 40 كا بارتي تاع باريفيجن ديجا اصلا. قلت لهم عندك شي نايس فلاش هذا ما كان جيم داير فلاش شباب غلطوا في البومبا.
خاصهم يسينيوك معاك كاش ايكيب تولي كيما نقولوا الميديا كونتنت كرييتور تاعهم.
مدي بيهم دبر لي ولي ماناجر تاعي وخلصك بورسونتاج.
ولا تجي لي ادهم هاكا يديروها كونتنت كرييتور تاع النافي راك فاهم.
دير لي لايك اسلام زي روحك كتر لي سيمون. سمعتني معاي؟ دبر لي تيم نينو وخلصوني كتر الدراهم. لارجون في دو بونير ابا ويا جيلالي نعرف واحد صاحب ولد عمتك ولا ولد خالتك ولا بي اش بي مول سيرفر مولتي يسالنا فيه على بالك.
يجي الجيلالي كيجي
ولد عمت صاحبه ولد صاحب ولد عم القيطون تعرفها.
ادهم جيلي عنده واحد ولد عمه كان يدير ثاني هاكا بكري باش تكون شايفه.
والله
والله
صافي بيزير. ما هي وين سكنت يا ما هي الجير وانت مسخانين حق انتم روحوا عند جيلالي بصيف.
روح عندي
والله مليحه سلام برد الحال. خلص عليك بيتزا جيلالي في كسمو سو ان واش كسموه سو ان ولا 1001 ولا 447 روح. المهم نيميرو المهم شيفر عند بيتزا تاع شيفر جاي تما في سلامارة.
مليته باش مصالي مثلا
راني هذه تاع بيتزا 101 ضربت فيها في سلامارة 101 بالك واحد 5 سنين ولا 6 سنين. والله
ارسلات ولد عمك اسمه ضايع واش تاعك لحظه
يضربوك راه الحياة زوج.
شفتها ماي از باحي في انستغرام شعت بماي از زعما ما ايز.
نحوس لك على ولد عم جيلالي باش تشوف جيلالي كي داير في صح.
جيلالي شتا مدارين عيطه في انستغرام يدير لك واك الله كام وات فاك مالك جيلالي حبيبي حسب انت حسب انت لا جيلالي يبغيني لا جيلالي هذا
مغير ما يدير بيناتنا
مسخاني مشي شافك مسيق وكاع
قاعد توجد يغلط فيك حسب السي.
لا يبغي
على وين كنت جيلالي سيريو على بالي تمسيك عندها فيزا تاع سيك
سيك يا ادهم بغي سيك
ادهم
بغي سيك
اي سيك سيك مليحه شوف فيها خدمه سيك ناشطه والله ناشطه لا تموشت
سيغو لي زامو
خطره هو يطلع مع 15 صباح سيركيلاسيون في سيك لا تموشت راكدين حتى 10 ينوضوا
ماش فيها
اقسم بالله لا سيركيلاسيون تاع السوق تاع سيك
هي ناشطه
ناشطه فيها خدمه خويا على الولايه تاعي. انا نهضر لك على ولايه سيك في ولايه.
كان في سيك
تيشيت اسلام
يقول ادهم جيراسيس كان يخدم في سيك
لا
اوكي
حق خدم في سيك.
المهم تحيا الغرب وصايدي
انتم غاليين خويا.
لا نعم من جهويه
لا تدخل نورمال ما فيهاش مو باس ولا.
اسلام دير اون تيشيت
ما هيك عيطوا
لاباس الحمد لله تاعو.
خاطر هذا السؤال من البارح انا نحضر بجي يعني
ردوك هلا
ادهم كعيط صاحبي
بيان صاحبي مرديتها للدار راني غايو وحدي سكت ولدي تطب بنتي تطب ابويا بتسريميش كاع اليت.
طلع الولد طلعه نكست مونيسي
طلع مونيسي تا شي زكيتي هو يضربني وكاع مالك. هذا باين يهرس لي بيسين والله ما قلت له عامين و 6 شهور ولا 7 شهور.
الاخرى كبيره
الاخرى امها ما خلتهاش تلعب
7 سنين ولا شحال
7 وشي حاجه.
مالي يتقاسنا الزوجه لا بيتو كاع نهار الخميس
كلاسة الاولى مسكينه والله. الله يبارك فيك. دعونا كيما تضربوها بعين. الله يبارك كتر من الله يبارك.
الله
ولينا خافوا جلالي خويا
ما بغاش مالك ما هي ولد عمي عنده بوزة معول يطلع اي سبورت فري.
انا ولدي غادي نطلع اي سبورت. سمعتني يا جلالي غادي نانفيستي في ولدي انا اقسم بالله في الاي سبورت. والله لا غادي نانفيستي فيه خوتي ونعلمه بيان والله الا قريته.
ادهم سهله زعما فاهم واحد يكون عنده 10 سنين يطلع على فيس وكاع كيف يدير
باينه وقرايه اونترينمون وندير لا بروغرام تاع اونترينمون تاع سي اس نخدم له بروغرام شباب
طايط النافي
اقسم بالله نطلع عليه دي صاي من يطلع في سيتي يبان وحده.
ايوا بان كيما روسكوب ذاك العام
رجله يسحروا. انا 5 سنين صاي ايمبوس ديريكت قول ادخل ايمبوس كنت تيري في الراس. بدي كارت مان
علاش بغيتي بوطا تكتب لك
قال لي مش عارف قال لي في شيء ريكوايرد
تاع هذيك ميساج تاع الويندوز وقيلو. عندك ويندوز 11
لا دي
لا ما تبقاش تلعب بيسي.
نجم
انا يومين ولا من لعبنا
سيكيور بوت درتها وكاع
تكتب لك سكيور بوت هاد لعبتها ولا شنو؟
لا
بشي سيكيور بوت
ريكواير
في تي بي ام هكا مكتب لكش حاجه اسمها تي بي ام هكا ولا تي ام بي ولا تي ام بي ولا ايوا تي بي ام قلت لك تذكرت منها.
هذيك كيدير
ويندوز 11
لا
والله
مغريا مش تلعب
دير ميزاجور تاع ويندوز
خرجت لك خويا دروك
دير ميزاجور تاع ويندوز
خلاوك تلعب دو ماتش ويقولوا لك صحتك شالك دير لك اللومسون وقال لك ايو رؤاس ضلي. لا بصح وقيلا جي يسحب تسلي في ويندوز دي ساي في مارس وقيلا ولا فيفري قالوا فيسي تاي
نطلق هذيك نطلق تهديرك اسلام تحسب
هذيك هي اللي قلت لك عليها. ابي قلت لك سي ويندوز
تحسب الحليب ما كاش قال لها يا روح هي صمي
ما كاينش تورنوا محي.
سبونسور ما نديرو تورنوا، انا ماذا بيا ندير تورنوا كل سمانه ندير تورنوا. ماذا بيا الناس تلعب والناس تربح.
ايوا كاش حاجه عيط لي ستريم.
هذيك باينه خطرات اللي عيطت لك له.
خدمتها تالي مالك بغيت تبني.
تاع الجي تاع جيمز فير.
اش جيمز فير هذيك؟
تاع باب الزوار.
مش تاج كاع انا.
قلت لك راني خدام.
مش تاج هذيك كاع اصلا مش تاج. اللي لعب فيها نيتروكس مع ساكارينو كاع. نيشان.
راح خدمه.
نيشان.
عندك خدمه هذيك.
نيتروكس مع ساكارينو مع الاخر كسموه كراكر. لعبوها بسيبر اللي تهضر عليها.
تاع باب الزوار جيمز فير.
ساكارينو مع من لعب؟
زكرينيو يلعب معاه. اما لعب زكرينيو وجيني.
ما نيتروكس وقيلو.
لا ما لعبش مع نيتروكس.
هذيك تاعش هذيك.
هذيك والله ما على بالي هذيك مانيش عارف. هذيك خاطين.
هذيك ما قلتليش عليها خويا.
قلت لك عليها ادهم.
انا قلت لك انا واحد من الناس قلت لك عليها هذه.
قلت لي راني خدام.
والله ماني عاقل خويا.
يا طرواجل تعرف طرواجل.
اوه
You want to flash yourself as well, Peter. That's exactly the whole point of Defender. That is to bring you in scenarios that is game-like. Let's say you're playing mini. Let's say you're defending out.
ان شاء الله. رجاء نجيبوكم ادهم ماشي فلوس. ادهم يبغي الاوتيل وكاع.
او بينو. والهنكل.
بغا فيه غار وتتلم.
يا وليد تاع غار.
اوتيل والهنكل.
غادي يدونا داس بالجلال.
User joined your channel.
هاي ماهي
وي مومن.
عرفاني تاع طفي شعله.
طفي على شعله خدمت.
هذيك هي.
جيلاني مقلق. انا بارتي داس اصبر حمي روحك حمي روحك.
ما ادري اش دخلت وانا
انا سكيتي
حمي روحك.
تما ما كاينش هذه خطره كاع محي.
مازال والله ما كان ادهم خويا ما كاين سبونسور.
هي دينا وحده تاع لان خير. غدنا نستريمو تما.
باين الله.
نستريموها يا دبر أكريجد.
هذا جزير.
ها؟
جزير فيها. جزير فيها سبونسور.
فيها لي فري ياك.
كاين؟
لا ما غاديش نلعب غادي نتفرج. قلت لك تنقام 3 جور.
باينه بتنقام.
ما حيطول
تما إلا 5 تاع لي سبونسور ولا في اللان.
سبونسور كاين في الماكله بزاف يجي عندك كما تاع الطون كاع فاهم.
اذا سبونسور
ما كاينين تاع اسكو حق دراغي حاجه تاع الجو فاهم عقلي كاين.
لا بصح الله يلق لك شحال سبونسور فاهمني باسكو فيها لي فري بزاف.
كل واحد وش يلاقي.
هذه هي.
دخلت اول باش ندخل ديال المغرب تمتم.
اونلاين سهله. اونلاين واحد هاي.
وهذيك فيها. اونلاين راه فيها لي شهر.
هو فيها لي شاب بصح كومي تقدر تسلكها.
I can definitely feel like that the crosshair it's a completely different mindset, but I think it's an interesting tool, and I actually think it's something that is
ما نبغيهاش. هذه يكون يقلعوها هذه داس ولا يكون يقلعوها داروا لنا
كان متمني انا يقلعوها.
والله العظيم لا ماشي ما
راه فريجيدر شباب تاع ريد بول يديروا لي تاع ايزم يحطوا لي هنايا ويعمروا لي ايزم كل ما يخوي يعمروا لي هذه هي خاصتي.
مش ما ايزم
هاي نهضر معاهم يديروا لي فريجيدر صغير هنايا يعمروا لي انا ايزم هلكتني بالدراهم وين تهنا منها انا تاع واحد انا نهضر معاهم نقول يجيبوا لي فريكو صغير ايزم حطه مور الويب كام يعمروه لي هذا ما كان نقول ما تخلصونيش ينشرب ها لا ايزم عمره ايزم خواو
لا احنا خيرو
شوف بريفي ادهم تاعش بريفي خويا قلت لك ستيم تبعت لي سكين ولا شنو؟ اوه ما يلق دي ويندوز 11 قلت لك اوبليجي دير ويندوز 11 حي لنا واحدة في مستغاني لاتني محي الو يا كاكا سي انا ما نيش كاذبك فاهمني خاطر مهم تكون ما تكونش قديمه بزاف وما تكون جديده اوبليجي تبدلك فاهمني قاعد يقول لك انت اوبليجي باش تلعب
جو
صحيح
User entered your channel.
لان واحد في مستغني
داير
تعرف في ار جي تي
عندك ركبه ولا ما عندكش؟
ما عنديش لا
باقي عندك لوطو ولا ضرب دور عنه
وين مستغني مصطفى لا نجي
والله سكيت جاي عيط لي
اي نو يجيب هو راه ايبيغلي في الشاط خويا راه ايبيغلي يجيب هو في الشاط تاع تيليجرام ما بيقاش مومن انا ايبيغلي لك في الشاط نورمال هادي لا هولوند ماركون في كام ميتي باش ما نديرونجيكمش غادي نهضروا بدا بيك تستنى مني اي صح
يا ديرونجيك انا
لا عندك يعني هنا كاش حاجه بوكون طيب ما هي كاش حاجه بوكيني يا
So you were moved to channel switched.
والله ما نكتب عليك انا ترواسو هذه اللي تقول لي ترواسو كاع ما على بالي شيء ترواسو نديس وقيلا قديمه شويه كانت عندي عندك ايسات البروسيس عندك ايسات
We want a revenge for first blast, like first our debut as a team, and we lost to them in like crazy, like sad way, I would say. Like we felt like we have to beat.
وانا في شرا ربحه ماب الاولى
So like
باقي ما بزوجه اي 3 ويمي وا محال لا تخدم لك صاحبي محال تاسي سيدي ويندوز 11 وات ذا فاك ويندوز زيد حبسوا الابديت صاي اوبليجي دير ويندوز 11 دونك تحسو كاي مازال ولا راجل راه عاد صغير صعيب باش نوض
how we prepare to the game, you know, to deal with this pressure.
What would be some of your predictions for this series?
I think it will finish in 2 maps.
هاي تخسر
Spirit and PARIVISION.
Eight.
That's where the second
Zui.
half of our day is going to
Let's go, guys, let's go.
Blast open, and it's going to be some Counter-Strike debris, but
هيا بارافيجن قال لك بارافيجن غادي نشيع حتى في لاشيري مازال نزيد شيعهم
Spirit being able to take it, or PARIVISIon proving it even further.
Well, Dunk wants a 2-0. You know, we heard what Soulfly wanted yesterday, and he got what he wanted. So we'll see if Dunk can also get his wish will fulfill, right? It's a clear thing that, you know, Spirit is looking out for this revenge, and they probably also felt that they should have beaten them last time, but. Well, in reality, you know, PARIVISIon did end up with the victory. Now Spirit is trying to bounce back. You know, Spirit is.
يا بدلت لي ماش لابسه الميني
But as a whole, a better team than PARIVIsion. I think it's at a point now where, you know,
بالك لابسه الميني
you disagree with that.
I don't know how he does agree with that. I've been speaking to him.
The Cluj run was pretty convincing.
Sure.
To get to the grand
واش شو
But would you
شوف
always,
تويتر
like, let's say, would you just overall say that PARIVIsion should be a better team?
الميجر اللي سلمت عليه في الطريق
Well, the better individuals are definitely on Spirit. There's no question about it.
انا هو المناجر تاع سيمبل على بالك لا ما باليش
in this sort of matchup. Like
انا ثاني انا اونر تاع بيسيت انا هو اللي كريتو
Yeah, well, okay.
وبحث السعوديه
Oh, credit you to that one. It's fine.
No, you're gonna
You have your opinion. It's fine. Yeah, but obviously the revenge part is also something you're always hungry as a player. Like you always hate like when you get eliminated, especially by a team that you feel like you should.
كرهتها بحثها في السعوديه
Revenge is on the line for this one, so we'll see what Spirit can.
I mean, that's the competitive itch, right? It's not only proving that you're the best, but being
دي طاروا تريس يعني نلعب سياس هنا
you in history, and they've only had one matchup so far this year, and that was previously at Blast Bounty. That's what we're alluding to.
لا ما خرج واش انا قتلت في اوفيس ولا لا قتلت مالك تاني قتلت مالك واش عاقل
And it's one where I feel like these teams have changed.
واش عاقل البارح
PARIVISION went on to win that event.
يا
Spirit,
نوع
on the other hand, really
وليد هذاك وليد وقيلو
wanting a little bit more. We see the potential.
عجبتني تاع 106 بنو تاع 106 بنو قتلنا خطره واحده خليته خليهم كليبي هذوك نبارطاجيهم
isn't quite there, and that's my big concern about.
شيت ولا عيني كدرت ما يحشموش
PARIVISION are kind of like gatekeepers.
ما بالهمش قبل الدنيا
Even though they themselves have had ups and downs this season, I would still say that if you don't play a style
المهم راني
throws
شيتي
them off kilter a little bit, usually they're going to stack the right bomb sites.
تاني بكليبيتها حطها
And so it's up to
عجبتني 6 بنو ستوب في 4 بنو سعيد الطو عندك نط الركبه عندك قدير
PARIVISION, I think it's the one thing that blew my mind is that how James for some reason seemed to have won out the whole thing when he was benched in Virtus Pro, then coming to PARIVISION at that point you did feel like it was not really, you know, the team that he wanted to go into, but the way that they've just, you know, picked up these, I wouldn't say completely unknown players, but at least players that are like lower than what we expect.
ايوه بصحتك
actually
صاحبي
had such an impact, you know, and he's also saying in an interview that
106 ولا دونك ها واحد فيهم دروك واحد فيه طايح في الاخر فهمني ولا كيف كيف صغير يجيت هذا جيم تحسب الاخر هي جيم نطار بلاطي شحال اليوم مومون راني متشجع ندير فولو في كيكو في تويتش المين ستريم تاعي هو تويتش مين ستريم هو تويتش مرحبا بك صاحبي Belgian have talked about the the experience that they're also getting from playing all these events. I think it's like for them, they're just trying to play themselves a little bit down. ايا مدامتي كنت لابسه الميني البارح دروك لبست لي سروال عيان لا رافع
It feels like it's been that roller
كلمة
coaster,
النور.
right? We see them lift the trophy. You're talking about the fact that they're able to make it to the grand finals of Cluj, but then in EPL
لا
it's just a
بالك
sort of
هو
question
قلت
mark.
لكم شحال خاطر نقول هكا
The
قلت لك
individual
جيم ما من حبس من فيرتيس برو صعيط
How do
لهم
you feel like at any one
ولا
point
بدل شويه من موراه جاب زوي جاب باشنوك
Games that they played at EPL.
لا جاب
James made a
كسيلو
lot of bad reads. I actually would say that
باشنوك كان معاه
overall was because
هو اللي
James-
باشنوك وما قال لي جابهم
This is kind of
فيسي
a crazy thing to say, but I think a lot of people can actually relate to it. It's that when James calls
فيرتيس برو تاني دارت كيفاه زعما بغات دير كيفاه
good reads, he understands
دارت تيم جديده جابتهم فيسي كاع مكلاسين الاولى في
when
فيسي
he plays bad teams, he doesn't know how to read them.
كاع فوق
So I think that was the
كاع عندهم
main
400
EPL
ايلو
story. A lot of teams that
3800
were
ايلو
outside the top 10,
كاع بز
and,
جابتهم فيرتيس
he
برو
was calling for bomb site stacks, and then the other teams would just not
ام
call for
كلاسيك
stacks. He
85
play versus
في الرانك
teams like
مونديال
Falcons, like
فيرتيس
Spirit
برو
themselves.
طاحت بها
He
مسكين
frequently knows exactly what they're going to do next.
كون اونر بارافيجن والله ما عرفتش اونر حيت كاينه بارافيجن قدام ايه هو دبر ايكيب صغيره فاهم يسنيا معاها هو دار تيم وسنيا
That's at least what I feel like he should have done, right?
The other thing I would
ما
say
هو
is
اللي
that
دار
also
فاهم
EPL, it's the first time they went back to playing online after playing 3 pretty grueling lands against a lot of elite competition. And even though they were used to it back in 2025, they really haven't played all that much online this year. So having to get back into that kind of scene was something that I think took a little bit of adjustment for them.
There's obviously just no doubt that James knows how to work with the troops. We've seen that, and we've
روبس
seen
كان
how
كلاسي
he's taken
بيسيت
this team
الاول
from
من الدواء روبس ثاني داروا كيما الاخر كسبوه
right now, at least in the ranking, whether they're there or not, we will have to.
نو كرايس روبس ثاني فيسيت شكت فيه وعيطوا له وقالوا له راه نديروا لك تاس والناس قاعد تقولوا له شيتا ما نعرفوكش تا او على بيد الدواء شراوه دي زيكيب روبس ثاني خويا كان كلاسي هو الاول فيسيت دروك ماشي يلعب فيسيت قالوا ما يزيدش يلعب فيسيت قالوا ما عنده حتى معنى صاي باسكو وصل واحد النيفو فيسيت ولات عندها تفيش مالك موليسي وكاع من يلعبوا يزيدوهم بالان ايلو يوصلوا 4000 ايلو صاي موراها تولي يزيدوا كي بالان ايلو شكون اللي عندك 4000 ايلو جزائري كاين كزكرينو 4000 ايلو راه عندك 4000 ايلو دروك 4040 ايلو زكرينو ولا تعرف دار يلعب مع شوكس تاع فرنسا وكاع جزائري داري نهضر عليه
He did, and at the Blast Bounty, he was one of the best players at the entire event. However, following
راك وصل 4000
I
صاي
was hoping that he would continue or even build upon that really high and
دار يلعب اف بي ال هو
trajectory has been mostly
اف بي تاع
downwards,
الاوروب شي اف بي تاع ميدلين ايست دروك ميدلين ايست توصل ل 2000 شي حاجه تدخل اف بي ال تاع ميدلين ايست كاملين بين داروها يعني على الاولى تاع الاوروب يس جو لعبها هو زكريا وربح تونوا مع شوكس في انوي هذيك بلاتفورم انوي اللي قلت لكم عليها واحد الوقت تاع سي اس جو انوي قلت لكم بلاتفورم جديده فيها اوبيراسيون
but that's only one aspect of a huge picture when you're putting together a Counter-Strike player.
داري من يلونسي غادي تقدر يطيح مع الدونك شو الدونك دي فوا يلونسي في اللي سيرفر موسكو على بها دي فوا ما يطيحش مع سكرينو
every single time. It's not like then they play one good tournament, then they drop off to play tier 2, but now they actually, because of what they have achieved so far, they do get against a better opposition, and that is, it just takes time for these new young players coming in, having the consistency to go through against the best players all the time.
Yeah, the fact that the level that you're at now, the benchmark is just going to be that tier 1 all the time. It's going to have an impact on you as a newer player, as a younger one, and I got to speak to one of them, Sway, earlier before. That's totally fair. And you were saying the other day that you guys grind so much on PARIVISION, right? That's a big difference for you from your time in Spirit. But what about coming over to PARIVISION and having an in-game leader like James? How has that changed you as a player?
Changed me a lot because here now we have like 4 young players, and James needs to teach every one of us. In Team Spirit, I was the only one who was like newbie in this level of CS, and now we are like learning together, and it helps me a lot from the past, I would say.
So does he almost feel like a dad to you guys when it comes to CS, that he's the one that you follow a lot, like he's Splinter and you guys the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I was joking about that also.
Yeah?
Yeah, 2 days ago.
I was actually telling people about that, right? So I was like, yeah, I was joking that he's Splinter and where the Ninja Turtles are. They were surprised he even knew the reference. And I gotta agree, he's so young. Like, at what point would that be an influence in his life?
He's only seen the meme.
Yeah, he's like, I've never watched an episode of this. I have no idea what it actually is.
Yeah, someone explained to him the meme one time, but if Zway has actually seen a full episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'll buy him.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll get that words if they do end up winning this series. But we're seeing there, James and Sway, just exactly how they are as players. And he used to be on.
حوسلي على اللوبي لا يسترك جوك حوسلي على اللوبي حنبو وصرت عليه جوك لا دير فيها بيزي اللوبي تاع بيسي تكوبيه اللين تاعو وصرت عليه باش نطلع الديمو لا يسترك جوك.
That's why I feel like it's always been a fun just because even back to the bounty, the way that Zway has actually fit into this PARIVISION just feels like he's a little freer, that he gets a little bit more responsibility, that they let him off the leash in doses. Sure, he's still going to follow the James and Doston system. He's going to be kind of shackled by that on particular rounds, but on a lot of T-side defaults, he gets to feel things out. He gets to test his aim. He gets to on bomb site anchors, and as Spirit, on the other hand, they let him go, but they haven't really seen any good results for it. I mean, the best that they've done is the Krakow semi-final finish, but this is a team that should be built, Spirit on that side, that should be built to be winning trophies, and it feels like even though they have that one semi-final finish, I feel like the other tournaments have shown me they're quite a ways away from achieving consistent success.
Yeah, when it really comes down to Sway, you know, his time in Spirit, did really have a lot of ups and downs. You know, him coming into the team, everyone saying how good he was, and I think he had moments in Spirit where he showed what he had coming from Nemiga, but he just never really found his groove. But I think he was also, I wouldn't say done dirty, but he was obviously put in a team where it just seemed like there was more struggles, and since we've also seen, you know, more changes ever since. And I think for him now coming to PARIVISION, he gets a place where he hopefully can, you know, shine a little bit more, you know, go back to his roots. But I also feel like when you get to pair him with James, I think James is also really good at just, you know, pairing his teammates up with some of the things that he's coming with this feeling of that they're in reality, like they know where they are as a team. They're not like the most experienced guys. We are still, you know, working around the fact that we are a team that are still trying to build, and we know that we don't have the experience. Sure, we pulled off an amazing tournament in the beginning that no one probably expected of, but he's also downplaying maybe where they are as a team right now, and I think that's like a mental part that is also sometimes overlooked in Counter-Strike, that you also just, you know, I know we're still like, we're working, like we're not really more like big results or anything, but then all of a sudden, you know, they go a little bit under the radar, right? That's one of the things that's also in the playing cards. And you know, Sway is in this team also a guy that has mentioned that they are putting more hours into the game. Not in the fact that they're playing more individually, but they're putting more hours into it when they come to a team. You know, they focus on the team play because they know it's important. Whereas it's maybe more about playing face it or playing as much death. Where like you've moved the hours of Counter-Strike into the team aspect, and so far it's been working for this unit.
Where would you put the line though in like downplaying where you are as a team, being like internally critical and knowing that there's mistakes, but also being like, hey, we're working really hard. Like, when are you being too harsh on players? When do you feel like you're being too harsh on the expectations around your team?
James and Dasan both have entered the vicious cycle of you get to the top in Counter-Strike and then it just spits you back out and you have to work your way all the way back to the top. And so their perception of themselves is simply reasonable. And also it's probably because they've been burned in the past by probably at times when they were with VP, with Outsiders, when they even won a major, they probably thought maybe we can maintain this form. But really, that was a long gap between Rio and the Bounty Trophy, and it's the only S-tier trophy that they really have. So I don't think that they want to jump too quickly on their own form and say, yeah, we're tournament favorites now. It just sets you up for failure.
Yeah, but it does. I mean, it's been a thing that we've done in the past. Well, like we've won like a title, and then we go and say, yeah, we don't really see ourselves as the best team in the world right now, because then you just crown yourself as this like the best team. People start looking at you, they start, you know, putting more attention to you, and then it puts pressure on you because then you feel like you need to perform. And I think that's also one of the things. Like I think that James and Dastan wants to put the team in a place where the pressure that they have is from the results that they create and not like the ideas that they create about themselves. Like, this is how good we are. Yeah, we're good, but we're also going to play low and know that we're still in the working phase.
Well, look, the teams, you know, they're allowed to be critical of themselves, point out those mistakes and whatnot, but so are you guys, all right? That's why you're on this desk, and I know, Maui, you're a little bit cautious about Spirit when we head into it. Yes, they've done a lot of they're a different team than when they last faced up against PARIVISION, but there's still some question marks around how they're able to execute that T side.
So obviously, to get in this position to fight for a playoff spot, they did beat Liquid, but I just had some concerns about the way that they went about their T sides, especially. I mean, we talk, or many people rate Holly incredibly highly as a coach, but I saw a round on their T side, and this is not a one-off case where they just kind of go into rounds just thinking they can brawl their way through them, and to me, very low utility in this round, and then they just have to do this crunch on the bomb site with there's no nades at all that they're using to try to breach the A bomb site, and this is, to me, just, it's a little too scrimmy, it's a little too puggy. You would want there to be a little bit more setup. One player, even Magic's, I'm almost concerned about that. Why isn't he buying utility as the in-game leader to try to set up this play? And they do eventually get this game over the line, but that sort of stuff, especially in MR12, comebacks happen really quickly. 1-2 gun rounds, you kind of mess with your money. You don't buy these more efficient buys that are more tactical in nature, and you just expect everybody to headshot all the time. That's going everyone to be really sharp and have like really good in-game communication and when to strike and everything. Do you think this one is more like, would you place this type of call or this type of decision making like on the players, or would that be more like him, you know, maybe not the best thing to do, or is it a Halley decision? Because I think we all probably have this idea that Halley has a lot of saying inside the team with how they want to be playing and approach it. But I mean, Magic's as a new in-game leader still is very new to having this role on top of him and also figuring out the like how to approach things. So do you think it's Magic's calling this, or do you think that comes from Halley? Regardless of, I mean, I think that's both. It's usually both in these kinds of systems. You know, it's usually the IGL coach combo that kind of instills the philosophy. But I would say that even instinctually for Magic's in that kind of round, why is I feel like so many of the great in-game leaders will selflessly go to a P250 so that they can have full nades to further set up. But Magic's himself had a rifle around, and they consciously buy that. To me, that just doesn't really read like is going to go through the natural motion of just setting everybody up. And to me, I've seen teams in the past where I think the example in my mind is actually probably like Nafany's Cloud9, where they just didn't really use that much utility. They just hoped that the star players would get frag entries, and that has such a short shelf life. All predicated on player form.
Yeah, I like that we're outlining everything that can go right and possibly go
شوكي
wrong.
حوستي على الجيم لا يسترك خويا.
PARIVISION and Spirit, but last time they matched up, went to all 3 maps, right? We had Overpass, Mirage, and Ancient. So let's see
كاين
exactly
جيفوي
what maps
في تيليجرام راه ايبانغلي في الشات خويا. مين تبدا الجيم كاع.
Are you guys expecting a run back? Do you want the salty run back? Just pick the same 3 maps: Overpass, Mirage, Ancient.
I feel like both of these teams have been humbled a lot lately. So
The short answer.
so I feel like there's been a lot of changes in the last 2 months for both of them. Spirit generally do just kind of like the scrimmier maps. Okay, to me that's actually a little bit of a development. I didn't think that they were going to go for an Anubis there, and Ancient actually on the side of PARIVISION. I don't even necessarily think that's a map that I've really found to be their comfort either. I'm surprised neither team went for Dust 2 or Mirage in this opening veto here.
Spirit خيرت Anubis. PARIVISION خيرت
For the likes of Spirit picking Anubis comes down to the fact
خيرت
that they have,
Ancient.
for the last 3 months they have a 100% win
بانت
rate.
Overpass.
Twice, and I believe it's either third or 3D max. I think it's it's
بانت
also
Mirage what the fuck.
looking at how
خيرت عليه جيم.
on the maps in practice. How are we looking at it in the officials? And I feel like
Just
if you
do,
have a map that you're feeling so confident on, then I think that
ونطة في الميد ويدير والو.
I've seen Spirit, or sorry, the Ancient pick. I've seen Spirit obviously play Ancient at a very high level, but it's also been very shaky. So for the likes of PARIVISION,
لا حوسي على تاع
makes sense to it, and then
لا يسترك.
obviously it can go both ways, but I feel like
زي قلت لي تاني هاي تاع هابي جود زي قلت
in
لي.
my books just proves that they are
جابتهم لي
confident and they
الديسكورد.
will try and take a new direction, also thinking where they were in the last matchup.
Maui, when you see Dust
واعرة اللي ما بواري شوية على PARIVISION.
it was left the way it was. Why Spirit didn't pick it up?
ما شاي تعاود تنحشي لها سبيريت في البلاصة تاع اللي فاتت تاع جونفي. مي ربحتها PARIVISIون. ما عاقلين.
And hopefully we get that right. We've seen it before. A map 3 would be such a spectacle between PARIVISION and Spirit, but
ايه لا نحوس على جيم قال لك زكرينو يلعب كونتر هافي جود.
Thank you so much. That's right. Time to dive into yet another PARIVISION game. Do we get to map 3? It's a big old question, Mo. I know that we're going to get into the later portions of probably all these maps because we've got PARIVISION back in the server.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of why their Counter-Strike's entertainment is because it's always down to the wire, isn't it?
It is. Now, this series, sneakily, I should say, we got the 3 highest win rate maps for PARIVISION in this series.
How did James do this?
Yeah, how did James do this? I
mean,
it ends obviously with them banning out Mirage for Dust 2, which is their 2nd highest win rate. And I think obviously the interesting thing about this game, or what's going to dictate a lot, is really James and Magic's. Because I think a lot of people agree that James is the best IGL in Russia, and if Magic's at the moment, he's a new IGL. And they had...
ايوه بسم الله هي هيا جميع علي جمالي
around the roster at the moment, and this will be an extremely strong test.
انا يعجبني زوي خويا زويرة مش هتخويا PARIVISION جيم قفز بيه ديريكت وزوي سنية معاهم باطل يخلص شهريته
tends to look like. It's going to involve Donk.
كلا عاول رواسة ولد بلادي نسمع في جيم الليجون جيم نقول له هلو
PARIVISION around James can stand the test that is Donk.
واش خاطر كيكاوه بريمير ماتش امام سيس جو كيكاو جيم
Camera players about to come through.
كاملوسي امام كيكاوه جيرو كليبوه
So fast was it with Donk's Berettas. Here
Shiro
comes
بس
Shiro's
أوابر.
pair, and those hit the ground quick. So triple kill here for Cielo.
And Zontix زيد حوس على تدونك الله يسترك ولا تكون كونتاكتي زكرين ونقول اعطيني هذه الجيم لا راه عاقل عليهم.
And as that goes down, he'll throw his smoke, trying to shave off at least one of these 3 remaining
المصيبة تاع ميساج في تويتر.
But then it's a quad kill. Nicely
كيت
done
ولا
from
كيت
Cielo.
حوس
Once
لي
they're able
حوس
to
تب
exit
شو
that
بدك
first
زي
box, it is over.
That's lovely, and it's a very simple idea that they wanted to run with. Comes down to the trade fragging, and it was pretty impressive that Donk got that kill. Basically, it looked like there's no chance he got it. It was his only bullet before he died. Instantly took out Belchanok. But this is all about Zello. Holding the flank as well, because Shiro's here very early. It's like right when the bomb's getting planted at the 50-second mark. But they were ready to watch it because they got enough kills in the site. They could turn around. To Anubis. I feel like we haven't got to watch Anubis so far at the event.
Some time, yeah. Spent some time.
And
obviously when Spirit played against Liquid, Donk had a much better series, and it was a one-off series. It was like a 0.8, which is obviously the end of the world when it's Donk. But the question is, was it a sign of anything to come, or is it just a one-off? Because even the
صيفطيها لي مالك غادي تفحتي لي وتخليني هكا. الله يسترك.
James plays as the front runner out middle, bolstered by multiple players behind him, but it's another CT smoke into camera.
Yeah, everything's really blocked off at the moment, and there's still the potential for a group up towards A. Obviously, this is coming towards the other side of the map, and now Jane trying to throw some more confusion into it. Mid's been re-smoked a ton of times. CTs have actually decided to lean away from this site. This works out better for PARIVISION. Donk won't see anything in E-box, but does this mean his guard drops?
They pounce on it. 20 to spare. Yeah, Donk's gonna go down with nothing. That kerneled up attack from PARIVISION punctures through with 2 kills and no deaths back the other direction.
It could have been for some reason, but they were just so low on information kind of the whole rounds. And if you're going to tactically use your smokes to block things off, it's kind of the situation where you better influence the right side to get hit. Like, you better have the idea that if we throw this one smoke, they're going to come and try to split on us. But that doesn't happen. And in the end, they don't have great guns either way. So a 2-player hold like that, even if they got a kill, it's still probably round over.
Damn.
It's illegal to get turned on by a chicken, Connor.
I'm just, I'm hungry. I was just thinking.
Oh,
thick thighs, save lives.
It's kind of like, here we sit and wait and see, what kind of spear are we going to get? Because it's not a liquid test. It's totally different.
Yes, sir.
Like that liquid match doesn't really, I don't think, matter to them.
always like that.
Watching in terms of like how are they going to perform versus the very top level. PARIVISION are one of those teams.
And only
so
the
it should
second
be a
time
very interesting day
that we've had this head-to-head, right? First time was back at Bounty. And that was with a fresh Magix at the helm. For better or for worse, he has been in that role for more time to gain experience and to supposedly have powered up for the next matchup. But here we are.
Donk's been pretty vocal about not liking Anubis. That was before changes. I don't know what his comments are now.
It's
already pretty quickly down to the camera, though. CT Smoke meets them again. I mean, we had James kind of testing this perimeter as well. Last round, they were happy to just disengage after. Very similar to the last round in that regard.
It's just really establishing so easily with the camera smoke. And the thing is, PARIVISION are actually layering it in multiple points in the round to make sure that if someone pushes, they don't see anything. Spirit have not even really tried to come here at all, and they're flying blind. Another round where they're not going to participate in fighting against mid control, and PARIVISION picked the right site once again.
Totally evacuated. Last time it was this same setup from the camera presence to the fallback, and then they walk through the long smoke over towards B. Well, now it's a total diversion and back over to long A. They'll attack instead. So PARIVISION showing us fresh looks in back-to-back rounds, despite them starting the same way. And that's just going to have Spirit playing catch-up yet again. 3-0, the PARIVISION kickoff.
Donk said in an interview they need to all shut up and let Magix talk. And I think the visceral reaction to that is, Magix create the space in the comms. Like kind of take control of the team, and they will need him to do that. And I'm sure that even when you do try to talk over your IGL, you regret it when it costs you the round.
Surely. Any exit damage offered up? Doesn't look like it. So he should still be able to get far enough away. Oh, that's right. We're not on Dust 2.
It's almost Dust 3.
ايكرون تاع 610 هرتز
3-0 start.
110 هرتز
Easy.
لا بعد لك ستيف دوك تروح لي.
Definitely not the most like confidence building moment so far from Spirit. You're kind of getting out rotated really hard in these 2 rounds.
You're not fighting that much for info. You don't have a lot to work with. We're just looking for a couple kills, a couple good rotations, trick PARIVISION a little bit, and also we get a little window into PARIVISION's game plan, which looks like the right way to play right now against Spirit. So let's see what happens in mid.
1.25 KPR on CT side Anubis this year.
That's kind of wild.
Very nice.
KPR. Damn.
Wow, donc.
And op in hand.
That's actually pretty
Donk.
staggering. Like the crazy stat for Donk is having, you know, getting 2 tournament runs now with about a 1.0 KPR, 0.98 or 99. One at the major in Shanghai, something like that, and then across 6 months, almost maintaining that. That is outstanding. So a 1.25 for that particular stat. For people who aren't looking at KPR, that's nuts.
That is this half specifically for Shiro.
Yeah, we
should
did
expect him to get his game going. But for now, it's a pretty quiet start to round 4. We hit the minute mark, no contact, no firefights anywhere across the map. And understandably putting Shiro towards this camera. It's been the CTs that have smoked it off in back-to-back rounds. They leave it open with that op on the line this time, hoping that PARIVISION step into it with a bit of repetition.
Whoa.
Doesn't come that way. Magix will give away audio cues on this flustered fallback. And PARIVISION aren't wasting any time. They're ready to go 5 players strong into this bomb site. Tanir, Donk, and Magix. That's pretty capable in terms of the defense, but Donk goes down, so will Magix.
Donk هو بوت. What the fuck are you doing?
Kill within all of this, and so PARIVISION knew what they wanted. A swarm into the B bomb site nets them a victory over Spirit's first gun round.
I mean, I think
I don't think
it takes an expert eye to see that looked awful. First of all, Donk dives into E-Box because he feels someone needs to fight it. It feels like Magix should have been that guy, not Donk. Donk could have covered the smoke on the main cross, and any position where he can just live longer and take, you know, safer duels is going to be better for the team. But instead, it was just Magix watching his back, and then Donk going into an uncomfortable peak.
لا حبك صحيت لي روح بعسياتي جولتي ها. جبت لي خطر في عيتك خويا ماشي في تاري بالك ديجا انا ما قلت لك زيبت لي انا ندير مع جوك خويا ايوا انا ما قلت لك زيبت لي ولا شي كاع جوك فيني جوك زيبت لي تاع هيفي جولد زيبت لي تاع واحد جويف زيبت لي تاع يهودي ديرو عندك انا جيم سعيد جيم
You know, you'd kind of want
Spirit, yeah? Falcons, je sais les bons Falcons, c'est bon mon ici.
So Donk can cover Magix, so Magix can take first contact, but die isolated. It's a really bad order of operations. I think that's pretty clear. That can be a combination of just like, oh, natural chemistry was just off right there. But we're going to be looking at that like really closely with Spirit right now.
خصني باترفلاي خصني جلوفز هذوك اللي فيهم 80 اللي خرجوا جدد خصني كارت مير بروسيسور كارت جرافيك RTX
Maybe they thought it was more towards main and one guy lurking or something, but that would just be another situation that PARIVISION have totally fooled Spirit.
Yeah, no, it was a nice, refreshing kind of change of tempo for PARIVISION there as well. A certain tenacity to go into the commitment of the B hit. Give them credit for that one.
اي تاوالي الوش بدا جا 30 كيل 16 14 ربحوا.
Wow.
All the way up.
It's amazing what we've built.
Yes, we.
Humans.
Humans, right.
Humans. I am one.
لين خويا.
Uh-oh.
نطة فيك الرقبة يا عدي حياتك كاع. رقبة طويلة وما شفتهاش، لما موتها وحدك تشوفها. شوف هذيك البلاصة.
Very passive Spirit. You got a quiet map and you got PARIVISION throwing out the feelers, working on
ايوا
map
بدا
control.
ايوا دار لي شراك قال لي ما قلت لي صحيت ما قلت ليش منه. اللي شرع خواه خويا لقيتها انت قدامه جو ما نسمعوش نهضروا.
Ah, but he misses.
And then you give up so much space.
Magix is under pressure because Shiro's dead already.
Crazy frag.
Now it's just all donk. It's all you've got.
بيرا حمام
He will find the one
دخلوا ايو باش نوك ايو منا تيري بالسموك.
And he damn near able to get
شابا
that
ولدي
third kill. So
تري
Donk
بي
will
اس
get
يو
the double, but both of his other teammates dying empty-handed.
وخر عليه
Especially
تو.
when Shiro's op was right on the perfect angle. There's still legs to
ايوه
stand
في
on
جويو
for this
وعم
retake,
خبله
with
بيرا
Zero down
حمام.
on 5 HP. And with James isolated from the others, now Tanir's got it rolling, but he takes a lot of damage in return for that one.
ويا نط راحي
Situation.
They need a
نط ما
smoke
تشيش
from
علينا.
They don't have one.
وتسيتي كذبه
Frag grenade from Nota could just blow Tanir to smithereens.
They're actually not even trying it.
They're out of here. That's going to be
خليتك
PARIVISION
grenade.
off to the 5-0 start.
Base save.
T-side of Spirits map pick.
واه
It's a
أكتب
round that
كات
could have
زيرو
been
خواو.
fine if Shiro hit a shot. It's a spot that when you look
تعال
at the
في
rest
جو.
of the rounds, all of the map control has been given up to
خليتك
maintain a
تاغرونات في زون ما
5v5 to
تعطيش
shroud
تيمات كي دايره
Shiro's
علاه باش كاش حاجه
position so
تسموك
that he
تما
can
يبغي
get
يديفيوزي
his
ولا
first
يطلقها له
kill
ويواش
easily.
تاوا
They run into him.
طب.
They didn't know where the op was. They didn't hear it.
يحسن لك
But
تعال
then-
زوي
Oh, that's how Zwei got it. It looked like it was a
غدوك
full-on smoke
غدوك
spam, but he
خرجوا لها
had
مسبوك
complete
يديروا
vision
لها
the whole time. So
كان
just
كيبداو
another
كيف
moment
فرق.
where they're either uncomfortable versus E-Box or A main or both. B main, I should say.
شي راكم تسيبورتو سبيريت سيبورتو سبيريت
But yeah, when you
قولوا
let
في
it come
سبيريت
down
ما
to
تحوش
that
على
moment,
PARIVISION
then all you have to talk about is like you got to hit the shot.
PARIVISION انا براسي
And for somebody whose statistics we highlighted at the
ديجا انا
start of
شيعتها
this
PARIVISIOن في الجزائر
have been so good on this half in
انا هو
particular.
السبونسور تاعهم
He's been waiting to get that kind of first kill opportunity, and he misses. Shiro remains the last player on Spirit without a kill. Not that any of them are popping off at the moment.
ايش كتيبه لي رو
So quietly, PARIVISION continue to just rack up these early rounds. It's honest
لا
work.
زوج
They're going to take a walk back towards middle. Missed opportunity for James this time around.
Just terrifying for Tanir.
Could be dead right now, so he'll be blessed to still be standing. But he foregoes mid control. That's going to draw Shiro back to his
شيدا
camera.
سلامة
Again, we go
الله
back to round 2
يديك
and
مبروك
3.
كل عام
The
وانت بخير
smoke
تعاودوا
grenades
تعاود ان شاء
there
الله الله يغفر الذنوب
as PARIVISION kind of peel away from
قاعد
it. But ever
وغاية.
since, Shiro's just been trying to keep eyes on that same angle. Now, it gets smoked off at the moment. You see Shiro starting to bolster up this long A push instead.
I think the call makes sense here for PARIVISION. They're starting to lean towards A.
Normal.
Obviously,
حمراء.
is last, so that's kind of crazy.
Ancien.
Actually, it's going to take quite a bit of time.
وين فابسا
At least for now, still waiting their smoke out.
Got the pre-move from
Alhamdulillah.
Spirit to lean over, and Shiro's in a good place once again. Let's not overcomplicate this. He
ما
needs
وش
to hit a
خسر
shot.
الثاني فيزو
Versus Yellow and Belchanok. He gets baited. Oh, what an
يراهم يدخلوا
adjustment
وات ذا
as well.
فاك
Pressure on the offer.
مين
now.
أين لك
Cameras under
وات ذا
threat,
فاك
and Belchanok trades out immediately. Oof.
They had the
ما
players,
غادي
they had
يديروا
the
هذا
positions.
هم
They
يدخلوا
actually
ايزي
had a better setup than what we saw in B in the previous rounds. But unfortunately, that's two rifles where Shiro misses, either shoots too early or misses an easy op shot, which is uncharacteristic as we saw from that
نبي ولا
stat.
او انا كنت حاسب
Again,
بي
you
حمام
don't really want to talk past that point, right? You don't want to go into details about other things they could have done the one
No,
round.
why would
you
we?
put yourself in a great spot to win.
اسمه وقته
That
نقطة
recognition
هذا
that that
بيدير
split was
مع
probably
ركبتها
coming,
طويلة
pushing
يشوف
Shiro away from
فهمني
camera and
يشوف
to actually
سباون
just go and set up on long.
من متي سايد حتى السيتي سايد
Donk will clean up 2 at least. Try to find a silver lining
انتي
here for
هانتي
Spirit.
باش
He
نوك
can chip
روح
away at
روح
this
روح
economy
روح
for PARIVISIون, but it is racks on
روح
racks
باش نوك
for the
مني
attackers.
ادروات باش نوك راني نشوف الماب
We got 4 players above $10,000 in the back pocket coming into round 7 and still Spirit without a single round win.
ابي حمام
For
اوترينر
Ali, because this, you know,
Coach.
it reflects poorly on
بي
him
حمام
almost
الشيخ
unfairly, especially for the Shiro moments. You just can't. Even if you ask Shiro
نك
point blank,
زيلو
yeah,
قليبو
you know,
بون نعدي مبابا كاع
ultimately.
رقد ولدي
Even the slow-mo shot there for
شيرو
Cielo
مسكين
looks
با شيرو عندك حشاله ويا موفمون كي داير شتا موفمون وات ذا فاك
Chance to refrag.
عندك كي داير عندك
he gives it another little jump just to be extra cautious.
كليبي انا
Camera players coming in too.
Yep, did a really good job of just making Shiro's life all the more difficult.
تقرا هنايا مع PARIVISION
We've slowly seen Tanir kind of
كنت
get
بقول
allocated towards middle more and more often, whether
فاكونس
Spirit are trying to get
مونيسي
info
شراوه
for his
6
value, but
مليون
now he's
ولا
really
2 مليون ولا
extending
شحال
even
بقى
further
600
forward beyond
600
the
ميل دولار
camera, playing
الاخر
just
شارينا ب
inside
2
of the
مليون
double
دولار
doors.
بوزين انك نقرا يا خويا كتبع لي فالكونز هنا.
have utilized so far this map.
What's crazy is even if Shiro hit a shot, there's still a chance PARIVISION
على
can
تكره
slowly
قالوا لي
win
في
the round
الاسطا
for sure,
وتيك
but
توك على تكره
without it,
فالكونز.
it's
انا
just
ما نكره فالكونز.
a bull in a
صوبات
china shop.
صوبات
It's just
فالكونز.
so easy.
كيف ندير لك انا فيتاليتي كاين دواها هذه خطره. انا نقول لك شكون دواها نافي حبيبي.
Molly that
matter how you try
باينه
to
بلي
throw
جباب
it.
شغالي هذا وراك حاسب باطل. راه $2000 هنايا.
Sway's talking. Donks finds him.
Nice.
Seen some good moments.
جاي تحلبوا لهم على بالك. سبيريت راهم يلعبوا بوش.
2K for him.
دونك يجيب 2 كيس هاي ربحوا.
5v3 for Spirit, best place they've been in so far this half. This
أول
round
شركة
right
عايزة
here, right
باطل.
now.
هذا
So
ثاني
what do
راك تشوف
PARIVISION
فيه
do to try
هذا.
to break back
هذا ثاني
in?
يجي لوحده.
Time left. It's pretty much an
هذا
unlosable
الانفو اللي
spot.
تشوف
You
فيه
wanna
هذيك
split on
الانفو اللي
A,
عند
sure,
السيد
but
الاحمر يدير
five
فوق
players who can
$2000
respond to
ثاني.
this.
Donk to the left side now. Gonna catch him as he try to jump into camera.
نوطا ما يديش
Donk doing
حسابها
all the
كاع.
heavy lifting as Shiro just tries to keep himself slim. Back turned. Ooh, Donk a quad kill.
He got the upgrade.
يتحلبوا لهم على
Multi-frag
بالك.
of this map so far for Spirit,
غادي
and it
يبدو
puts the
يطلعوه
round
في
on the
السكور.
scoreboard.
جيم حنبوك يجيب كاش ساعة ولا. السيتي غايدة نقبل خويا.
Around Spirit is eternal.
انت كنت قدامنا.
You know what to expect.
انا
from
كنت
this
حاسب
guy.
هذيك حمراء. طفاك كنت قدام.
Always impressive to see it, but you're not close.
مش
down
شاش كيما
tournaments
هكا انا
and
نحسب هذيك
bounces
الحمراء تاع
up just
بكري.
off the back.
اللي كنت
of
خرجنا
the
فيه شكل بقدام. شو دخل دونك انتري فراغر وجيم اوبر. شو دخل هذيك هذه. كي تورك تقبلها. قلت تشوف ليسكي قلت تشوف ليسكي وانا نقول لك السومه.
Getting a lot of space. This one feels
والله لا كنت حاسب هذيك الحمراء تاع الحمراء اللي كنت خرجنا في الاكرو. هي الاولى كاع كنا ابيشوها.
All while DOS stands chilling. When it is picked against them, Spirit choose to start on CT side Anubis.
Sometimes that can be a bet that, well, it can just be like, where do we want to make our comeback?
Not
always a popular choice, but
Ooh, this is
هذا لا انفور واخده فوق 2000 هذا. سيرتو الازرق اكثر منه. كاين واحد كيفه ازرق كاين زوج كاين سفير الازرق وهذا روبي. الازرق فوق 4000 وهذا فوق 3000 وقيله كاع.
PARIVISION, good job of just kind of leaning back, avoiding this fully. Donk knows nothing.
Magic's
He's gained no information from this.
اجيال يمد انفو يمد لهم
yeah, but
طاقتي
it's not just information, it's also the clock. And if PARIVISION
هذاك ما تحوش عليه لا يجيب كير هذا ما يجيبش نورمال. المهم يمد انفو شابه يمد سترات شابه وصاي.
default mid control setups that takes away
تحوش عليه اللي يقتل. عندها اللي يقتل عندها دونك فاهمني. عندها دونك وعندها ذاك زونتيكس. يحوش على اللي كيلو.
You don't see a payoff right away, but it can have a big impact later on.
ماجيكس ما يقتلش.
Yellow's ahead of that smoke.
Is he going through it? He feels it's a bit too, too suspicious.
It's right there for the taking.
الاتيليتي كي ابيكس يفرحك. لي سموك ولي فلاش.
And now we get the 45, but again, we're looking at no
مازال
When is the lure going to camera? CTs have to slowly come over here. So essentially,
ماجيكس نورمال يضرب لك انفور. راه يجيب عندها انفور والدونك ما عندهاش دراهم. يمد الانفور للدونك.
At least Donk is one of the two.
على بها ما يجيبش لي كير فاهم.
Pass with a big hold.
Sway wins it.
That's going to put pressure on camera as Yellow kills Zontix. It is all Donk or nothing now.
زويك زيلو تما يطلقات وجيم راه مريح. جيم راه مريح فاهمي مازال جيم يخدم.
Never even gives him the challenge. Donk will find
جيم نورمال
Yellow as
مضروب
he
يخدم.
overextends.
هيا جيم هيا جيم ساي على بالك بالدونك. كاين برين كاين برين. شي بلاصي قلت لك. هيا جيم.
A 3v5 trying to come together now. A slow burn on the long flank.
بوك. واش لو غادي يخرج لها تاع الماء. قلت له نوطا ما تطرولياش نوطا حبوك نوطا مليحه ولدي. دونك مات سي بون. عندك شي اللي قلت له وات فاك. يا نوطا نخاف منه. وين نوطا مليحه.
For PARIVISION in a post plant, and even though a 5v3 should always get locked down, this one gets close and they still wind up winning.
Yeah, they made it brought it to a 3v3 right away, so there was a real chance to go for the retake, but it does end up getting everyone killed in the end. Another bomb plant victory, another site take successful.
دونك ولا يلعب الروح شي كنتي شويه شي يلعب الروح مشى وينا بحمام كان في البيك بيلا كانوا يدخلوا نورمال جابوا 4 على راوند ولا 5 على راوند في البيت.
Running out of time to run up any CT round wins.
دونك يقتل واحد يموت
Delivered again in the middle of all that.
Yeah, we're
able to get it back.
Seeing that, it's just alarming how little there is from anyone else.
It's 1 frag on Magix, 1 frag on Zontix. Shiro with some critically missed op shots earlier. That could have opened up rounds for them.
Like, let's remember they made this roster change not just for another IGL, but to try to squeeze in a little bit more firepower while getting a new IGL.
That's what it was all about.
تصيتك بلاد.
Sportsmanship, though, just, you know.
You want a high five? Take it.
معلي تايم.
Got to keep that fire lit.
Hello.
I wish there were more tactics for Spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
I wish there was deeper main presence, more than just a, you know, flash retaking B.
Especially for a map pick that catches us off guard in the veto.
كم يديروا هذو؟ هيا هذا يمدلهم في انفو
I suppose, but how much of a T side will we get to see if this CT half is still so flat-footed?
واو فالورنت بلاير. زويو. يبش عليك يبش. زوي تاع التريفراكا ما تموتليش. ما تموتليش زوي. حرس شيرو تما راه تما. توب سموك تما قرا له. الاخر خرج بلي وقيلا. الاخر خرج بغا يشوفها.
When it does, damn, Tanir doesn't even consider it.
No awareness about this,
right?
Timing.
Doesn't even consider. And so now burned off a fountain. It's a one and done for Zontix.
شابا.
Shiro awaiting that camera push. And Sway
Zui
sticks
me
around as that movement from Donk out middle draws his attention instead. Donk will be thorough with the corner clear. And that's going to free up the off to turn. But another 3v3 post plant.
Zui me het probleem.
Given a chance to reposition. James trying to give Overwatch. Almost caught fully. Down to 15 health. Belchenok insta-kill. Donk down without a head. Magic's on the trade attempt. Trying to move forward, but Belchenok's got other ideas.
هيا ما يدير والو ما يدير والو ما يدير والو وات باشنوك وات ذا فا باشنوك شابا ودي.
Nice 4K. Clean headshots and another fantastic round for PARIVISION. But yeah, this is
يا ضرب باشنوك يا ضرب.
How you can't be forgetting about a smoke timing. Like how long is left on the fade based on your position, especially when you're that potentially exposed. What Zway was not splitting Adams.
Good job, my friend.
And rely on his reaction time. Had a good pre-aim. I mean, you know, you expect more from Tanir. I mean, especially like him getting on this team, dude. He was like kind of the perfect guy to call up to give a chance to.
So it seemed. Right now on the Molly, Donk down to 20. Gets there in the end. But will it be a multi-frag?
We've actually had a great half out of Donk. Like, it's not even been exit kills. It's actually been pure impact, and they have one round. He hasn't gotten eco kills because PARIVISION haven't saved.
Numbers strong here. If they stay ahead of this A main push that Spirit are going for, if they keep the timing quick enough, then this is going to be a desperate one for Donk and a teammate back on site, but he'll execute Nota. Bomb drop down. That's going to expedite this flank with the 5-7. It is just the 5-7 and an MP9. AK is still going to go down to it, though, so good on Donk to get active down into camera. That activates the flank, and Spirit went around where they had less to work with. Free AKs across the board. Problem is, it's very little, and it's very late. Second round win for Team Spirit, made simple. It was a sketchy first duel for Donk that he ultimately won. Got there while standing inside of the fire. Didn't have to do too much else. Pushes down in, activates his teammates. That'll be Spirit's second.
That's something. And it is CT side, so, however they can get there. If they still have potential for 4, that might be good enough. Looks like money will be good for the remaining 2 rounds since they didn't spend it all.
واش عاقلين؟ قلت لكم نكليبيها هذه. يا ايش لقطه بكليبيتي هذه.
One way or another, Donk gets his.
بيجي بيك ما راك شاغل على الراوند كزيلو حنبوك. كليبيهم ممكنش دير له شي سي تاع كليب هذا هو طلعته. الراوند كي داير. مومو مع 5 هكا 5 6.
8 AKs and 2 ops. This is pure CS.
Sold.
مومو هكا 5 راوند 6 راوند. وين راهو كات هي هذوك جوايه هو.
Sontics with the nade out. Oh, they're gonna just storm through him. He drops it.
Shabba.
And they still just take that fight. Big commitment here from Cielo.
اي تعال شابه بشنوك شريكته what the fuck.
Putting that rifle work back on display.
كان والو اللي كيلات 8.
A lot of utility comes down, but a very quick
كحرقوا كحل. هو تقرا راو بروح.
James now low, Belchanok's low, and so damage being dealt back. But still man advantage, held on by PARIVISION. Bomb has been thrown out in the open. And the last 2 Spirit players layered on top of each other, but that is fine by Donk. Catches a second kill in the round. Shiro ready for this peek out of Zwei.
They've got 2 pins. I mean, Shiro does not have to move. Really comes down to Donk having a reaction. Let's see if James can take him out.
It's an op on both sides.
He's
AK on both sides. Yeah, gonna get cleaned up versus James. Zwei clutch attempt. Knows he's stepping back into the opper. But wait, Shiro let him get that much wider. He takes Donk's head off. Now just Shiro, who's trying to come out towards the side of this 20 seconds. Bomb retrieved. Fake plant. CT in the open only for a second. Zwei's hands now busy as he commits to this, but he's got the bomb down. Rifle back up, and Shiro comes through with the pistol. 46 health makes the difference. That's Spirit on their way to a 4-round half.
Yeah, you threw a flag down right there that Shiro could have just been holding. Even though he missed a shot again, he had a chance to just go for it one more time because they had the 2v1. So it gets scary.
But
Shiro clutches, and in terms of
عندك وين كان يا
this
رب
moment,
تاع بكري.
they picked the perfect way to approach this.
دونك لازم يا رب عندك شيرو بالعرض.
The fact that Zwei hit Shiro first in that final duel in heaven, yet the P250 prevails.
Yeah.
And honestly, just the aggressiveness of all of those counter-terrorists throwing themselves through camera down into that B site did feel like PARIVISION thought they had earned a little more breathing room.
كان قادر يجيبوا ساعة والله.
Yeah, Tanir ate that flash fully, and then he was still alive on the tall box. They decided, let's just go try to help him. Get a refrag.
تلو لما يخرج ما طاش هيد شوت فاهمني ما اسيرش الهيد شوت.
Spirit comes stampeding from
راح اسير الهيد شوت.
Hard fought 3rd round win, but looking to close this half with 3 rounds consecutive, 3 of the 4 they would have.
ايه جايميو.
That thing.
اي تخاف السيتي يدوروا عليهم.
Have your way with Spirit. It's another to keep them pinned down as you did.
فاهمني جبت ساعة 10 مليحة.
But the money hasn't betrayed PARIVISION this entire half. Never having to fall back into a half buy. Mac 10 here for Zwei. Tech 9 for James is the weakest buy we've really seen PARIVISION with, and it comes in round 12.
Can't believe Donk is 16-8 with no eco kills, and they have 3 rounds.
They really missed out on a couple key opportunities. Right now, Donk's not a part of this A defense.
Oh. And Zontix is always careful on these shoulder peeks. He got away with it nearly last round. Oh, Molly goes deep.
Belchanok gets burned, though. There's little audio confirmation. Support eats the flash. Zontix tries to go for another nade, but the player behind him was blind. Shiro could still hold this. Yeah, nicely done. At least
زيد خلاه منه.
the camera split comes through.
زوي مشات اقسم بالله بلا زوي ما يديروها له.
Magix is a little bit late on arrival, so it's another camera retake needed. Met by a smoke, they need this precious time, and so they will instead run over towards Closet.
زي زوي راح
Find this open avenue. But
راح
whether or
عنده
not there are
اشبل
PARIVISION players pressed in, they don't know. Playing behind new box. Cielo catches Magix off. Donk spray betrays him, and so PARIVIsion remain adamant that that bomb site's prime for the taking, and they will establish a 9-3 lead after their attack.
كانوا مرتفين دوكو ماشي. حاشاكم رون طواليت ونجي. قريقن بس يجي القريق.
You could include yourself if you want.
Wow. Honestly, gonna be pretty easy. I just put the whole Vitality lineup. My dream roster right now in CS would be IGL, definitely Apex. I'm assuming I'm in there, so it's gonna be me.
We have Blitz, who is probably sharpest IGL, I would say.
If I had to make a squad to beat Vitality, I'll make Nico IGL. Because I think isolated Vitality is really, really great players to have Saibu and then have really great role players. And if you want to beat them, I think you will have problems beating by the system. The way they play right now, so you have to beat them by raw firepower, just out of the gate. I think it's a no-brainer to pick Zaibu and Donk in your team. I think it's just unfair.
Yo, it's me the bend of that end of the scope is so ridiculous.
I don't think it needs any extra explaining. Like, they're not crossing each other's roles. Yeah, they're the best currently.
I have no idea how this roster might work in terms of relationships, like how they're gonna get used to each other, and if it is even gonna work. But you know, Donk is Donk, Zaiwu is Zaiwu.
Hopper, I would say Zaiwu. I would put Donk because I think he's probably the best driver in CS right now. I will take Monesi. I will take Donk.
Multi-frag moment, but here's Donk's rebuttal! They're feeding Apex to him, and now this huge health advantage. Time's ticking. Donk's out!
And we have Nencher and Messi. At this point, he is like the best one, like past more than a year.
Robs, Apex, Zaiwu and Robs are playing for Vitality, which is by far the best teams in the last months, like even last 1 year, let's say. Robs, for the sake of being one of the world-class anchors for such a long time, and right now in the top one team, and he's been in form for a long period of time. And then we'll take Bit. Kyosuke, I would choose him because I think obviously he's really young, but even though he doesn't have too much experience, he has shown how good he can be, and I think he definitely has a bright future.
Kyosuke. This is just Kyosuke, everyone knows.
I think you also take Kaisuke. And the last player, I would put Monesi as a hybrid. I just think Monesi just has the class, just has the talent. He knows all of the situational utility. He understands how to play clutch. So I just think it's an overall pretty tough team to beat.
If we're saying that current roster Vitality, we're all going to stay together and you can't have any of them, who would you take instead?
I would take the full roster of Team Spirit.
You never know how a team connects. These players in Vitality seem to add something to the server and make the teammates better. I think that's unique, and I think we've only seen that in the Astralis era, where every player is really great and they're making each other better. And I think that is always the hardest when you make a team that has to compete for the finals on the first day, basically.
An impressive opening half out of the PARIVISION camp as Jame leads the troops to a 9-3 advantage over a flailing Team Spirit. There were ample opportunities where Donk ends up with impact in rifle rounds, Mohan, but only being able to convert 3 of those for rounds wins is a worrying sign for Spirit's map pick.
Yeah, there it is. As many kills as his teammates combined. No egos, no exits, just rifle frags.
The T side of Anubis is where he can let loose, but walking into this crossfire, and Nota doesn't have to go much deeper to try to force another frag. He'll get caught up in jail. Ziello trades. Still this looming threat of another set of Berettas and a flank on top of that. Team Spirit feeling boxed in a situation where they need a pistol round to just have one sigh of relief. Give yourselves better odds to work with. Instead, this pistol is going to slow down Magix. Oh, and Zontix isn't even allowed to leave. Ziello goes hunting. It's a Magix 1v4 or PARIVISION immediately to the double digits. He'll hit that gush on Belchanok to kick this off. Nicely done to finish the frag. Still plenty of time to make this magic happen.
Time and space for sure. I mean, he's not tested right now. Both sides are open. Clock's still good for him. And, you know, one good shot away from a bomb plant, if he's lucky.
It's a safe plant at that. So at the very least, Magix has gone ahead and found a way to get some money in Spirit's back pocket. Still surrounded, though. Goes for the camera duel. Tall box is good cover if you can win this fight. But Ziello whittles him down with another multi-kill in this second pistol. So his impact at the start of each of these halves has been immense. And that is PARIVISION to the 10-3 lead.
So crazy, the rise of PARIVISION and how just like consistently good they are. And we've seen them fumble in a couple of online matches. And you know what? I actually like to see that because they constantly talk about themselves as underrated and trying to work so hard. But you can see at some point after beating a lot of top teams, taking tournament wins this year, that obviously they aren't going to be able to like show up consistently, and they do need breaks mentally, and they're going to just fall apart in the most random game because they're a new rising roster.
Sure.
But when they're here playing versus Spirit, they're sitting straight up. They're playing their A1 game. They're looking good already now in both halves. And I mean, no reason that should stop.
You know, James talked about as well.
Honestly, Spirit looked like they come into this with, I couldn't even tell you what the game plan was.
If you told me that PARIVISION went for this map pick and it caught Spirit off guard, that's almost what I would
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's right.
But that is not the case, and so
was the expectation about how PARIVISION would play and what you would do to trick them. You know, how were you finding the edges of the cards? And what did you know about them that, you know, you thought was, you know, your arcane knowledge that you had access to, you're gonna be able to use to conjure up a victory. Well, there is a T side.
Because of that bomb plant, they at least are able to walk into this with more bells and whistles. Donk AK, most notably, and potentially most lethal. But if a flash sets up Nota to try to unravel long control before the camera setup's ready, well, that's big. One player shaved off as the smoke comes over top. It's a back turn to Magix, who's still approaching long. He's gonna try to fluster Nota out into the open. Donk's AK strikes down its first, but a frag grenade's gonna drop him to half HP. CT is still trying to throw out utility to slow this down, to interrupt the commitment of Spirit. Zway sits here on plat, goes into the duel versus the Tech 9, and Ziello is denied. Donk is doing everything until finally he gets put down. It's a James clutch needed, 1v2, front sight, Magic's dead. James gone.
That was so needed. That was so needed for Spirit. And Donk gets another 2K when they're trying to refrag, but the clutch happens. Not the best guns behind Donk, but they were so close to the finish line right there.
I mean, he did the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
3 kills to his game.
3. Man, I mean.
واخويا وي كاين الجايب كاين الشيخ حاج علي تايم.
And this is the risk of, you know, not picking the strong side when it gets picked against you. Even if you want to make a comeback, you can get into bad buying decisions if you didn't get enough rounds in the first half that you end up forcing through what could have been a save into a rifle, into a really good opportunity where you have advantages, but now you're just thinking about how you blew too many good chances.
And your hands remain tied as they come into this next one with 3 Galils, Tech 9, and a Desert Eagle in Spirit's camp. Facing an 8-round deficit and looking at PARIVISION, who are just a mere 2 rounds from victory.
والله مش شمية حقهم ما تبان دراهم وقيلو مازال جات السريم تاعي انا متذكر من بيان ما جيت تدير لي كيلو كاع ما جيكش ايجيان معكم Troszpizza, siema!
Four-player B stack.
Troszpizza, cię pytali mokaciołem?
And Belchinot confirming that even though smokes trickle down,
Czuję mrugę,
nobody's actually coming through that first one.
It's a very low success rate for T-side entries.
Hello.
Considering what you'd expect their strengths to be.
Hello.
They do find some open space in mid, but that's as PARIVISION peel back from their B stack. Oh, Ziello with the double headshot mow down. And that's Donk dead, so usually it's the rest of Spirit right behind. Belchinot's going to move forward with the SMG, clear up Magics, and if it's a 5-alarm situation with 9 map points, by God, PARIVISION earning this gap between them and Team Spirit.
Such great responses already. A crossfire that actually works inside of the B site. That can be learned from reclaiming mid control.
So well timed. An early B stack just in case, peeling apart at the perfect moment to get back ahead of what was that walkout. Spirit splattered on the mid walls. Celtics saving a Galil, maybe. Yeah, he'll get away with it. Ziello goes for the chase. It's another big multi-kill for Ziello. He is now on the brink of surpassing Donk in terms of kill count. 18 and 8 after this mow down in middle.
Yeah, it wasn't quiet either. Really big rounds in that first half.
We know about
that Ziello aim. Wow.
When
it's on, it's on. Already low utility here for Spirit as this Anubis tailspin looks to come to a quick end. And a map pick that may even leave Spirit scratching their own heads. There is a mile between the game plan and the execution, but right now they do have this weakened B bomb site. Zwei on the quick fallback, smoke pops. Donk doesn't look like he's about to respect this. Scramble out of PARIVISION, will it get here in time? It's a long run from CT spawn. And already Spirit are on the brink of pushing through the long arch. But they pause long enough for more players from PARIVISION to bolster this defense. Everybody ready to duel this out now. And it's a gun advantage on the side of PARIVISION, that is for certain. Not a single piece of utility left over here for Spirit, and now a man advantage to really get this retake moving forward. Nota waiting for his duel as Ziello gets damaged. Belchinot drops Shiro with just the one. Donk is also out of the equation. Tanir will end this game with 3 frags unless his last 2 teammates can extend play. Desert Eagle down. It's all on Magics now. Plays from jail, lines this up, but PARIVISION will not just defeat, but dismantle Team Spirit on their map pick tonight. In a head-to-head that Team Spirit have never won, PARIVISION set a hell of a precedent in this best of 3. Tough stuff on Anubis.
Spirit and PARIVISION coming into this, we thought there was going to be revenge on the table for Spirit. We thought they were going to be hungry to prove that they had improved and that there was so much more to them, but on Anubis, there really wasn't. I'm actually still wondering where at least half of Spirit are after that map.
Half?
I was trying to be generous.
Why not 80% of them? Okay,
let's bump up the numbers then.
Yeah, this was a extremely well executed game from PARIVISION on the Spirit side to be picking into this map, Anubis, where there are more options now on the CT side, and to see them come out as flat as they did, to see them get crunched in the fashion that they did as many times, I'm kind of shocked that they just didn't have a little bit more in terms of opening round game plans to throw a wrench into the plans of PARIVISION.
I was I'm not gonna be lying. I have been really impressed with how PARIVISION they managed to play this Anubis, and I feel like if you are looking for inspiration how to play the T side of it, then this is a really good example of how to do it. I think that this was a showcase of understanding of taking map control, sitting back, letting the opponents burn out utility, group up, and then just play off each other with like 95% success. I really feel like what I saw from PARIVISION, and it puts me in a position where it's not often that I sit and watch a game and I feel like they're just not really making any mistakes. And then, you know, I talked about mistakes coming into this, that James has talked about the inexperience causes more mistakes. But what I saw here was very limited mistakes from PARIVISION, and that's also why they looked like so dominant. And you could see that they really made a fool out of Spirit. They made them look extremely uncomfortable. They got multiple openings. They were just, you know, the after plans were playing, the retakes was on point. You know, they're just really good at playing official. And it was simple.
The discipline from Dastan seems to be effective.
Sure.
With going back to obviously the Outsiders VP lineups, they were pretty hard to break. If they were in a crossfire, neither player is just going to go for a little ego check.
That's calculated at most.
Yeah, exactly. They would never really just give you something for free, and that sort of philosophy rings true when it comes to PARIVISION as well. So a lot of props, especially, can be saying for him and how he's kind of just whipped up this team to look as disciplined as they have.
I love it. That was always your concern when you see them move through the motions of different tournaments. Now you're like, okay, they're good individually. Is there a team for them? There really was on Anubis. There cannot be any overstatement. And Dupree, there was a specific round early on that illustrated coming together for them.
I just really want to showcase how good they're just asynchronous. You see, it's very James-esque to just run down the clock, but you know, at this point, you know, they're so good at waiting and showing you they apply utility, but they're not stressing it out. They're actually stressing Spirit by not committing, forcing Dong to go for the fight, and then putting everything, you know, together as a unit. It's like the communication between the guys coming out of, you know, cave and the guys sitting outside of B main because they're smoked off. They know exactly when they're supposed to go. They're telling each other when to wait, and even though they have applied the utility, they're still not, you know, forcing themselves into uncomfortable duels. And Spirit has 3 players on this bomb site right now, and they only get 1 kill off of this. They force Spirit to be uncomfortable, and the B side of Anubis is very uncomfortable to play, specifically when all the utilities raining in. But the fact that they know they look at the clock, it's like 20 seconds left, they're not stressing, and that is very hard, especially if you have like inexperienced guys. But as a fact, you can see the system working off, and they're relying on it, and they just made Spirit look extremely uncomfortable.
A lot of Counter-Strike is about recognizing who has the power in a moment. And when James and his team just throw and execute like that, but they don't immediately just fly in, they realize that they're in the driver's seat, that it's up to Spirit in that moment to make a reaction, because on B-side Anubis, if you get full exec on, you're probably not going to hold it. So the discipline to just wait after they throw the nades. You don't see anybody just like, I threw up the molly, I have to jump in or anything like that. They played to punish even in that close to the doorstep of a bomb site.
Who else on the side of Parry, though? Because we're talking about this, yes, there's this outer force in their coach. Obviously, James is the in-game leader, having so much more. But was there someone that stood just that little bit above when we see them execute team play the way they do?
Gosh, that's actually tough. I mean, I felt like it was a win by committee throughout a lot of it.
Yeah.
I feel like Belchenok was pretty
good.
Cielo when he was on his approach through some of the just kind of constricting plays that he was putting on. I feel like the way that he was able to kind of dance around the shots, like that's one of my favorite aspects of Cielo, is that he always makes himself such a difficult target to hit. He's the guy that, even though I will say he doesn't have the aim of Donk all the time, he throws out a lot of the moves that Donk throws out. He does these like stutter steps. Like look at that entry pathing that he has there against Shiro, where he throws off the crosshair placement, how he dodges the first bullet. He's thrown out more jiggles, little like crouch slides up. I mean, this dude's pinky's got to be really sore. I mean, he's spamming that crouch button in ways that people were not doing 5 years ago.
He had a really strong opening also to the game with a 4K and the piss run, if I'm not correct. I also feel like the way that he controlled the A-main of, you know, he kept them guessing in the fight. And if the closer they could get to the A-main by sneaking, like the more they could actually, you know, the more the benefit from it. And he had like this really good understanding of when he actually had the space to go for it, when he could swing for it, but also when it was needed for him to actually go for that kill to open up the space for the rest of the guys. So, and I also got to give a little bit of...
Un million j'aime.
He did make them guess a lot. He would take that space,
6 millions.
Sometimes he would creep through the smoke it, and it also brings me back to the point, Mario, that you made coming into the game, that
is
just really strong at making their opponent comfortable and keep them guessing where they're hitting. They run down the clock, they do like a small fake on one side of the map, then they just wait a little bit more, but they've actually grouped up, and if you can't really puzzle things together, then it really comes down to your individuals to get multi-kills, and that's just not what Spirit showed today.
Muslim Salah, wishing
Christ. All of Spirit, right, but there were a couple of multi-kills coming mostly from Donk, right? We were comparing this. Zilo did so well. You had that small little comparison there, Maui of him to Donk. But I want to specifically compare Donk against his team. Because let's be real. Yeah, he showed up in the server right now, but the 4 other guys, I'm wondering, you know, did they leave their keyboards at home?
It seems like it at times. I mean, I feel like...
Maybe that's a bit hard.
I mean, it's hard to say that they had them, okay? I mean, the way that they were unable to find any sort of just PARIVISION, that's one thing, but even in the bomb site defenses, some of the players on Spirit had chances. I mean, I think that a lot of the first couple gun rounds were carried Shiro's whiffs as he's being approached from bomb sites. I mean, you as well, like Zontix or from Magix, who can usually be solid and reliable anchors, but this time around they never were able to withstand the pressure or the site executes that PARIVISION threw their direction. That is credit, of course, to PARIVISION taking map control, always having 2 points of entry so that they were splitting very well, but you would think that some of the other guys on Spirit other than Donk would have been able to control their own destiny in these rounds, and they always just felt like they were playing totally reactively.
Donk really just played cleanup crew. Like that's what it felt like. You know, his teammate would always not really find anything whenever they get executed on, and then he would come in swinging, and you could see that he was like, okay, I have to go fast because I need to, you know, try and get the advantage back. That's what
حضرتها تيك توك هذه
also proven this game. You know, we
من قبيله فيزو
praise him for his individual level, that's sure, but today it was more like his teammate just letting him
لا 8
one thing is that Shiro had like some crucial misses in the first
هذه لما تروح تيك توك تسقسي لا كاش واحد مستريم يقول له سقسيه.
I think that if Shiro would have hit that shot, you know, that would have set Spirit up for a lot more success. But also towards A main, Sontix had a lot of situations where he would, you know, be jiggling with the smoke and still eventually get caught off guard, right? So Dong has, in some sense, individually been let down by his team, but also team-wise, I feel like the team didn't really make the right adjustments and the right reads, or maybe we have to point that to Halley.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
قلت لك هذا راكي ما تاع تيك توك دي فوا بيكون نستريمي في تيك توك من تما ما نوليش نستريمي. يقول لك ار تي اكس 50 مليحه 50 مليحه ار تي اكس 50 مليحه. هذه الهضره تاعك ايوا بدلتها لي بتيم هو ماتيريال وانت باقي 2 مينوت. بارطاجو كاش كليب ولا لا؟ بارطاجو كاش كليب. موسيقى شابة هادي تعجبني. يا ريتو نشقو بيها. واش هما التيم قاسحين؟ قول لي ادهم تيم قاسحين كاين فيتاليتي ها هما ها نكذب عليك ما والو دروك هاي فيتاليتي باونس فالكونز بارافيجن اورورا سبيريت بوغوس هذا توب سين. انا بالنسبه لي عندي فوريو، عندي بارافيجن، عندي نافي، وعندي سبيريت وسلام مونغوس. هذول اللي نطلعهم. فيس راه ميتة كاع، ماوس كي والو. دوك ماوس يطيحوا. بارافيجن تطلع، بارافيجن توب سين ديريكت. انا اللي دوب كليب غادي نبارطاجي تاع الجايب.
We got Ancient coming up next for us in the Spirit PARIVISION Revenge. Now I get to put it in quotations because they were really manhandled on the side of Spirit for Anubis, and that was their map pick. So now we have to wonder, Ancient, right? PARIVISION were confident enough to pick it for themselves, but are Spirit going to be confident enough to rival them on at Maui?
Well, the one thing that I do like about Spirit is that they definitely went back to the drawing board. In the ESL Pro League quarterfinals, they lost this match to Astralis, which obviously looks pretty bad. I would say that they've changed up their approach pretty drastically coming into this event, because the last time they played at EPL, it was just Donk being sent out to die practically every single round in middle. He got totally destroyed by Stare, the wealth of utility that Astralis had. And now I would say that they went back to the drawing board and said, Donk, just wait. Just slow down a little bit. We don't have to send you out middle every single round. And I think their first 2 or 3 gun rounds versus Liquid the other day actually were all just either slow mid takes, or they just didn't really focus on mid that much. So when your star player is running out into a barrage of utility, you're going to probably want to pull him away from that, and I think Spirit recognized that.
Probably also like a recognition if you're going to be throwing Dong out there and you lose him early on in the round by having duels that can sometimes be a little bit it's also, you know, a factor for Spirit that they lose the strongest card on their hand, right? Going back to how it looked on Anubis, they need to be like working on if they're gonna be competitive, because if PARIVISION shows up at least in the same way they did with the individuals popping off, I don't see any way that Spirit can bounce back in this series, because I really feel like what was a completely
ولا ما كاينش نشقى غدوه.
Like what Mario was going, where you're like, they're not going to be running Dunk down, you know, into all this utility, because he's the one that really showed up in Anubis. Is there anything else that the Spirit fans out there can cling on to?
هما تقريبا كيف راك فاهمني. هما في لافي اللي خدموا واو من يديبلاسو يزيدوا لك هذيك السومه.
I think they've improved on it, but this is not a terrible map for the side of PARIVISION. I mean, I think Sway really controls the whole B side of the map super well, so hopefully they can try to test their there.
Okay, we're gonna see if they're able to, because that map number 1, hopefully Spirit are able to forget.
عندك واتساب
Unforgettable men, Scrawny and Launders.
اي صاحبي هذا النيميرو.
You could forget, don't you, Nat? You wish you could, but
اي صح صاحبي.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's still a tough pill to swallow if you're Spirit. I mean, we're looking at the Donk numbers. I walked back into the casting box, and you just brought it up. You showed me the scoreboard. That rating on 3-round wins, and like you were mentioning, it's not on fluff rounds either.
No, they didn't say.
انت في زوج عندك اللي تيم ملاح اللي تبغيهم.
No exits, only multis versus full buys. 2.05 rating on rifle round multi-frags for Donk, and they got 3 rounds. It's actually disgusting.
Yep. So
it's disgusting.
Disgusting. And like Nat said, you'd hope they can forget about it, but I don't know if you can forget about that so quickly. Like that's the kind of loss that just leaves a mark.
But did we even see him overextend? Did we see him do anything that was like trying to be too heroic? No.
No. So good luck.
Let's see if lightning can strike twice.
Team Spirit in a rough one, coming off of their map pick, and now they'll be going into PARIVISION's choice of Ancients. Donk's dual Beretta is about to be well placed, but Zway not actually holding this. Loud steps, still tucked into the box. Noda really trusting his teammates here, and he's got reason to. There's plenty of them all around him. He's waiting for that cave push, but right now it doesn't look like Magix is going to give him what he wants.
They saw 1/4 of the offense here on the ramp.
Hearing that utility,
a clue.
That's going to pull back Spirit, because it feels like something's happening in middle.
They still got this preemptive lean towards the correct site, and Donk is on this side of mid as well. So if this ends up going donut, this is where it's trouble. But if not, just another situation where all you've got to do is frag.
Yeah, the smoke into Red Room didn't do enough to pull Team Spirit off what was this starting B stack. So they've committed to it. PARIVISION are going to have to try to fight their way through.
They're nervous about A.
But if two players are just walking down
Ancient
this ramp,
Zabat
you've got nowhere to
عندك
hide
وشيرو.
your spirit. In a moment, PARIVISION swing wide. Shiro's Beretta's good for the double.
Nice.
Tanir getting one there is also crucial. It drops the bomb, lets them know exactly what PARIVISION are up to. And Sway, with another flash left on him, trying to peel a player off as James gets closer and closer
They
through
can wrap
the
the
cave.
bomb out through Donut, actually. James can listen for the rotations and call it back. But at 15 seconds, they're going to have to start running, and James has to peek first alone.
Donk's on site. Yeah, insta headshot out of Donk. So looks like Team Spirit have earned themselves a pistol win. Sway also slain by said
وهذاك
Berettas.
التيم اللي يلعب فيه بوليسي
And we
هذاك
have
التيم
Donk in the right
زير
position to
زي ما
make sure to
قلتهاش
put this pistol on ice.
زير
And
تخاف
that's kind of
تخاف
just where it starts, right? Because we scroll back to the
Hey,
first
I
couple of
have,
rifle rounds where it
security
wasn't out of hand yet, and it was just Shiro missing two critical moments mechanically. But here's like a way better hold from Donk's teammates over on the ramp with the stack in place. If this was back on Anubis, they could have lost if it wasn't Donk taking that first duel. Things change map to map. How you like an Ancient right now in terms of like compared to other maps to watch?
I'm still a bit of a critic of the way that the mid fights get super messy and a bit random at times. Like I don't, and it's a shame because I loved Ancient, and then it's like that's starting to spoil it a little bit. Still,
I like
on Ancient.
I like that. I'm super in agreement. Yeah, it's looking. It's kind of like how old school like CS:GO train the outside fights. Like, it was awesome when the chaos plays like you get on mid here, but also it felt a little bit random with smokes and flash timings and things like that. What it'll call for is the meta to develop in a different direction because no one wants to just gamble on the first 10 seconds of a round.
So yeah, it's like if we evolved into this, let's call it a
problem.
What I like though is you get two retakeable sites, but you also have a lot of aggressive map control that CTs can take, which I think you normally don't see both of those at the same time. Maybe Cash had that a little bit, but CTs even then complained about options. And there's a lot of fast action normally, depending on who's playing, obviously.
Still in my top 3 maps, even with mid being under question. Pistol's going to get mopped up in an attempt to go running out middle. We had noted there, reviewing the notes for as long as he could before they had to make a move. But the Spirit conversion made easy. Ancient, Nuke, and Mirage for the record.
Lovely. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to just say the exact same thing.
Whew. We didn't even set this up.
How do you say it in French? To be in a pot.
Just like that, Launders. Just like that.
That's my Connor impersonation.
Face à face. First gun round comes out, and Donk immediately off the leash, running it down towards middle, finds nobody home for the fight. Instead, already prepared to test this B bomb site, and here comes Zontix looking to come and bolster things. This will be the majority of Spirit in position. Smokes fade, and it's not an instant pop. Donk is starting to come over as well, so things are going to get more dire towards this B site if PARIVISION keep taking their sweet, sweet time.
And it's weird because, yeah, they're down to like these 3 pieces of utility with really great guns, but oh man, Shiro, like you get this low utility situation, it's perfect for Shiro.
Yep, and he misses.
Pick your fight.
Now he's stuck in close range, goes back to it.
Him? No.
And nobody takes a look into the cave there from the rest of these players. And they are very much stacked. Inside of the smokes, Yellow and Magix touching one another. Support comes back as Yellow's dead. That's the bomb carrier to try to trade. Belchanok locked into a duel versus Donk now. Cave soon to be compromised as well, and he knows that, pulls back slightly. Doesn't want to be caught just yet, but he still awaits this walk up from Belchanok. who's got Jane behind him with the op posted for the long peek. No peek's gonna come that way. It's Zontix now locked into the bomb site versus 3. Cave player whittles him down by a tidbit, and he still manages to get himself a double. So we've got Jame in the clutch now, halfway there already.
Oh, a fake plant. Time's getting low. Tanir isn't in a position to just jump through this smoke, so have to play it slowly. Have to use his head a little bit.
He's worried about Cave, but he gets into the cover. Tanir is slowly getting into position, and that MP7 will make the difference as he times the Jame clear perfectly.
It's not often you see Jame get dizzy in a spot like that, but he was probably thinking if Tanir was able to be there that quickly, he would have already jumped through the smoke, but he was just in that in-between zone, a little bit late. Worked out beautifully for Tanir. So, Spirit land on their feet. I think Zontix gets this 2K.
Yeah, but knock.
It's a great 2K. There's no one here to help him. As you can see from the cameras, it has to be that really wide flick. But before this goes down, this is a crazy badly played situation again from Spirit. I mean,
نبغي زايو قلت لك انا ما نكرههاش فيتاليتي انا نكره.
No one comes to double up with him inside.
جامي كرهتها فيتاليتي سيبورتيها فيتاليتي.
So many players on the
عم
ramp,
خطرة.
they end up dying individually. Another low grenade situation for PARIVISION.
Ooh. Thought Yellow was going through, but he kind of bails. Wait for the frag instead. That MAC-10 meant to jump out and make things awkward for Tanir. The flash is good, the clear is there, and an upgrade found, but then the wall bang connects. Nicely done from Magix to get something out of the defense. Donk, it's a one and done. And while Cave remains smoked, bomb plant on the other side of the mid pillar, you've got this 3v3 post plant secured by PARIVISION.
It's nice to grab that. We don't have a smoke. Oh, we do have a smoke actually for Shiro.
Kid as well on Zontix, so
they want to peel all the way back. They have to be careful.
The right tools for this retake in position. Magix starts to go back from Cave.
What? They missed their smoke. Oh my god.
That's rough.
Oh,
Belchenok finds the headshot in the middle of it as well. Oh man.
Like, you know, it's like everything else is like whatever.
Yeah.
You even have Magix totally pushed out of Cave. You know 100% all you have to do is land a ramp smoke. That's it.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, we've got to really piece together moments and identify mistakes that cost rounds. This time, very clear why that retake has no legs. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it's just such, and like, you know, Hallie's watching this like.
These زايو دونك. والثالث
lineups now.
دير مونيسي.
How's it even get up there?
I don't know. Maybe we have the replay.
ولا زايو نمرة.
What happened?
Production starts scrambling.
Did Tanir trip over? Or was it Shiro who had it?
J-Raz caught it in the
زايو نمرة
over a pebble or something. A bit of cobblestone. Weed caught his ankle.
Still a nice catch, but
yeah, that was really cool the way they popped in. They blew the smoke open just to do a pre-check.
Did catch it.
Yeah.
وانت ايش عندك؟
The disappointing zoom.
لا جيم.
That was ace in the hole. Sometimes the smoke just helps, but like with Magic's info, it was done.
جيم he best player حتى.
But it is only the first round for
بكري.
PARIVISION.
Yep.
يعني مكان.
3-0 up and you start.
زايو جاني زايو 2019 قرا. يكلاسي بريمي دوزيام هو سيمبل بريمي دوزيام. ولا اللي تيتر صايره محطم سيمبل فهمتني. محطم سيمبل ما كاينش بلاير داير كيما زايو. بريسوا كاع تاع سيس ما كاينش واحد داير كيما زايو.
It's been very evident as to what PARIVISION wants so far.
لا بور ما نديرهاش هو كاين جوارو.
Spirit haven't even really bit down on any of those PARIVISION fakes, right? Red room smoke, for example, to like threaten a potential donut play. Nope, Spirit don't bite down at all.
Yep. They haven't been
نجي نديره مالي اوابير بالك نديره خامس. بالك. لا ماشي خامس. ولا نديره الخامس دروك. نديره شيرو هو مونيسي. زايو ما ديرهاش اوابير باسكو ماشي يلعب اوا بزاف.
in this spot. They kind of have to
لعب
push down the ramp.
بوزيس.
are going to
لعبتها
be just
طبيعي
too
لعبتها
curled
انا
up in
بويسيس
a position where you can't
لعبت
do
ان
that
بوان
much.
4 5 ولا قيله ولا ابا مش عارف
Clean with the first one. Tanir not allowed to
2000
get away though.
2001
Numbers
قيله ولا شيء.
strong outside of the B site once
سيبر.
more for PARIVISION. Smoked off over towards long.
كنت تعجبني شويه اصحابي ما كانوش يبغوا يلعبوا من كنا صغار كنا نروحوا سيبر كانوا يبغوا يلعبوا هاف لايف
Delivers the same. And so Jane put to another clutch, cuts down the first.
اقل واحد قال لي كاين جيم كيما هاف لايف يلعبوها تيروريست اونتي تيروريست يلعبوها شو اللي ما قعدتش فيها كنت نعرف واحد اللي بروب زعما انا ما كنتش نلعب كاع كنت نلعب لي جو سولو زعما خاطيني كومبيتيتيف هكا اول لين وصوالا اي سبور هذو ما كانش داخلين لي في راسي
Get 70 damage on Jame just to make sure there's no chance.
وانا ضرب 2000 انا هاف لايف كانت قدامها.
Looks like Jame will take that on the chin and move on. So when the trades distill, I think PARIVISION are like pretty okay.
سيبر هذه اللي نحكي لك اياها 2000
With the
هكا
chance to actually move right into the site after the kills go down. But again, it's that
هو
final
مود
site hold player,
امبوسيس
and it's also the fact that Spirit have
مود
just been
هاف
like
لايف
leaning B. Like they don't have those two players alone.
Yeah, every round. Which is odd because I think sometimes we get a lot of conditioning out of PARIVISION at the start of a game.
Yeah, but you also get like, you know,
طلعوا
you
واحدين
pass B
زوج.
site and then they don't see any other site.
Fair.
You know, and you just know it. So like, why even
تاع
scout?
بالروس هو.
Yeah. Why waste nades?
اي على بها ديته فالف قلت لهم ندي عليكم.
You just never know with PARIVISIon.
شي طفى الجو.
That's something they try
هاف
to
لايف ما طفاش في
weaponize.
ذاك الوقت.
We do get a different start out of Spirit with this 3-player mid play instead. Thinking
هو
maybe the
طفاه تاع
consistency
من
will
خدموا
eventually
الاي سبورت
have
باسكو
to end.
الرواسه هما الاولى اللي بنت لهم كانوا يلعبوا في سيبر بزاف بنت لهم يديروا ايكيب ايوا يديروا اسم ايوا يقعدوا يلعبوا خطر وحدين فاهمني هي كرياو هذه تاع اي سبورت من كرياو هذه تاع اي سبورت ان بوان 6 ساي هاي فهمت شو ان بوان 6 عجبتهم في الروس
But now's the time to hit the B site when Donk's not home.
ما فيش اي سبورت ان بوان 6 ما فيش اي سبورت بالنيتد هاف لايف اللي ما فيش اي سبورت
Really just banking on Shiro here, right? Nobody in the back corner of the bomb site. If all of a sudden Cave gets
ما تم
sold off,
كرياو
we
اي
get
سبورت
strong
من
numbers
الان
from
بوان
PARIVISIon
6
up this ramp, it's going to be tough for Spirit to do anything from stopping this. There's real pressure now on
اقل
Shiro.
2005 2005 2005 هكا واحد قال لي شريه اللعبه قال لي راك خدام في سيبا شريه اللعبه طاني هوت ميل كان بكري هوت ميل نشربه هوت ميل هوت ميل هذا الجيروات زيد طلع 160000 ولا 200000 في ذاك الوقت 160000 يعطيك الكي تاع ستيم
So many guys there are protecting the bomb as well. So
قلت لكم الان بويسيس بدات الاي
PARIVISION
سبورت
getting what they want finally here.
It's one of the few rounds where Spirits start with players out towards middle majority.
Is he really trying this? Okay.
Taking a sniff
لعبته
at it.
راك فاهمني لعبته لعبنا ترشيق شي زعما سيريو انا موراها قلبتها نينتندو كان عندي بي سي انا في 2000 انا بيتيوم 4 شريتها 2002 بيتيوم 4 2002 80 جيجا كان عندي الاسباس تاع ديسك انا بعد شريت كارت جرافيك 64 راه هذا عندي هذيك 64 اول لا 64 الاولى عاود موراها جبت 128 راه هذا عندي جي فورس دوك نوريها لكم راه عندي الفوق
11 and 12. Wow, he was holding for the jump away.
والله
Of course he was.
Yeah, of course.
وهارنا كانوا شايين كنت نعرف واحد قوا بيرتبو
It does feel like a bit of a game of
هو اللي
chess.
عطاني هذاك الكود قال لي لعب
On the pistols off that actually.
وبكري كانت عندنا واحد الشين تاع فرنسا اسمها جيم 1 كانوا يديروا تاع هذه تاع ان بوان 6 يورو مدامات يلعبوا يديروا لي تيم تاع مدامات يديروا لي سوار تاعهم
Looking to just flex the advantage 5 seconds.
كانوا يورونا لي تيم تاع فرنسا ثاني تاع ان بوان 6 هي كنت هكا يعكر
Pistol locked into these tight cubbies.
واو فيفا
So
الجيريا
understandably they'll get cleared, but Donk's Desert Eagles got at least
كم يعرف
the
فيفا
second frag
الجيريا
for Spirit. And damage earlier on Zwei to have to
تقول
handle.
استغفر السباق ان شاء الله على ما تجيش دروب نروح نتفرجوا منبوس عاود يقتيك من الحال
Looking for another one through the
تبقوا
molly.
بكري
Nota down to 17
تلاقوا مع
because
السبعة
of
قال
that
لك يوري
Desert Eagle
تلاقوا مع
spam.
السبعة
This is actually Spirit
انا ما
getting
قد
more
خدام
HP, but Zwei
تبغى تقول ما
closes
كاينش رقاد ما
Shiro.
كاينش تقيل
Donk's got himself another headshot. Him versus Zwei, and the health evened out. Zwei with bomb now goes back at it, and it's his 30 HP to make the
زيد
difference.
زيد
Spirit
تفرج
put the pressure on with just those pistols. PARIVISION
اروح اوليك
prevail.
Nice try, Doc. And it's Wei's 4K in the end.
ستريم
That's
كان
safe here for
دي 6
PARIVISION,
فيورز ولا
so
7 فيورز
Solid clutch. Looking
بيلا
very
كان دي
composed.
6 فيورز
Out of server anecdote after that whooping on Anubis, I went into the studio and I saw Zwei and Donk slowly about to cross
ادم
paths.
اكا
So I kept
كتب
an eye
لي
on it.
اكا نمبر 1 في
They weren't
الغرب
looking at each other at
سيريس
all. And then the moment they were side by side, they looked at each
لا
other.
ولا أيام
They
ماله
both laughed.
كيف تشوف يا
What do you
انستغرام
gotta do? I mean,
You
هي
again.
you
قوي
just stomped on the guy.
That's funny.
Donk's pissed. He's played
ما
well.
تخليش مديرته
You can't help
واني
but
لي ولا
laugh sometimes. And then right back to
Hey,
business
die.
here on Ancient.
Convict
I
ياش
could tell Zway almost wanted to apologize to him, you know?
Yeah.
أنا سيت بديتها 2020
Happens
جاتور
sometimes.
2021 في الصيف 2021 كنت مرض كورونا كنت لعب اباكس ليجند انا قدامه وقدام اباكس ليجند كنت لعب ليجي تاع نينتندو السولو خاطيني هاد الصوالح انا كما كنت دخلت لي في راسي هكا اي سبورت تفيش كتبانوا لي قاعد تفيش عاودي نلعب ايام مالك انا النيفو طايح
There's been a lot of mid plays.
شي طوب كاين تشخر مني
Nobody's really.
ايه المهم الله
right
يسلمك
now. I mean,
شو
we're
نقول
looking
لك
for a new.
هذا بتاني كوبي في شباب بيسي ولا ما نعرف نحكي خاطيني ماتيريال انا والله خاطيني ماتيريال عندي واحد صاحبي تبوشنتي عنده شي شاب
It's just like Groundhog Day.
يدير هاد الصوالح تاع
Every
كونفيغ
single
وكاع
round.
ويكونفيغيري والصوالح اسمه عصام عنده انستغرام وكاع قادر تكونتاكتي
The only difference is a little more cave, a little less cave sometimes.
Well, this is
You're on
community.
the exact same spot.
He's gotten a lot of value off this corner.
How much is that gonna
Oh,
work, man?
this is community.
Just come in to clear
هذا
you.
زرمه
It's a deeper angle.
يعطيك كونفيغ شابه وما يدير لي فيديو على لي
Just
كونفيغ
dies now, and now cave
مش
can get
انتي هذا
smoked. Molly,
صاحبي
every nade can get established.
هاك
A really
بارطاجي لك
important
راشيد
player
كاع
has gone down.
Donk burned off his duel.
خرج يطلع ميساج في انستا يقول انا صاحب ادم يقول انا صاحب ادم صاحبك
Thin on both sides.
Oof, almost caught in the fallback too. You're almost out of this actually.
او شفت مديرة رياضك
There's just this one flank coming in late.
Jay misses
فين
the shot.
هبط
Donk was low
الله
because the
يحفظك
wall
قلت
bangs and the Shrek flank gets found.
تقول انا على بالي بيهم قبيله قول شفت قبيله مع لي فلتسكي عندي قول له
Head to head in his favor again this round, and PARIVISION will tie our game
الله
up
يحفظك
at 4
بيزو
rounds apiece.
And that's not good either, right? I mean, they again. You
احتلفه مليون شابه.
It's the correct site being stacked. It's the same site being stacked. PARIVISION who are running head first into what they know is a place with a lot of CTs. But ultimately, if it's only Shiro who's actually in the site and he's in the same spot he's been in every single round.
Yeah.
You can expect them. He's going to go down, right? You could expect eventually they're going to be able to get the pre-aim.
Yep.
And the cave players, you know what the deal is. If your teammate dies without a kill, you don't have time to come back to the exit. The mollies will come down, the smoke will come down on short, and the whole site will be taken over. And all you've got is spam battles.
Now PARIVISION with a real chance to take over the half as it's even
شفت لي كانت بزاف راه في خاطر هذيك سيليكتو بيرد ولا حمود الصفراء اللي وريتها لك قبيله
PARIVISION making a real half of this T side now. And that last round featured an instant headshot out of Ziello. We were singing his praise back on Anubis as he kind of took over. It had been a slow start so far, but that instant headshot last
لا
round
راه عندنا الفيب صاي كاين بلايص اللي راهم فيهم الفيب تقريت عليهم شكون بس في الديكا شكون بس في البلاير شكون دار مالك بس ديكا الاخر هذه انا بس في ديكا كاين نيكو بس في ديكا
This is officially the closest that they've come.
Yeah, bombs outside of Long B. Just making sure that maybe if any deaths happen.
Okay, here they've got it. No one's fighting back inside of A. Like you have to go A. It's just there. It's calling your name.
The time has come.
Surely you're going A.
Dangerous to bring the bomb back this way.
Yeah.
This is actually how you lose the bomb. If all of a sudden Cave gets pushed by that pack of Spirit players. Go ahead and Molotov yourself off.
Just give Spirit a chance.
You know, just give him a little more time, why don't you?
كيبقى لك 3 كترفع بك شحال دير ولا مالك عاد تقول 8 عاد قلت 8
process and Zontex actually kills James. Hang on now.
ماشي غلابه كمتفش 360 بعد البروسيسور اللي تهضر عليه
All seems to be good at the moment. You can just leave, Zway. Get the hell out of here.
Oh, well.
I would have said you could leave. Donk's got other ideas. And if you can rack up more damage here,
there's 2 upgrades to grab.
Still something to fight for sure. PARIVISION completely leaving. No kit, no problem for PARIVISION. They'll know Spirit are just looking to get away with the rifle here on Donk, so you can go ahead and have your gift well earned.
They're gonna try to run back in Donut for that second gun. Nope.
It's a PARIVISION 5-4 lead with 4 rounds in a row now on this T side.
راش بسبعة راح يطرد سوا صوتها بسبعة شو
And again, being pretty stubborn, and we see the style of play out of them. It's kind of like that Darth Kermit meme where
هذا راه داير اللي مديت لك لاشين تاعه
sometimes the same thing, and
راه يدير تجميعات بالسومه كيما هذا 950 كيما هذا هو البري تاعك هاو.
في عصر ارتفاع الأسعار عدنا إليكم بتجميع اقتصادية متوسطة
هذه 3 سومان
والألعاب والبرامج في أعلى الإعدادات.
هاو دي دي ار 5 وكاع
Got a mid-fight set up with a lot of bodies coming through. Zontic's dead. Donk eats the flash.
هاو
and a
ادخل
good
فيديو
shot
يوتيوب.
by James. That was going to be the one bullet he gets to fire without contest. Set up to deal with any aggression here from Magix. Both sides of this cave push held, and I mean, okay.
غادي يقدموا سامسونج 3060 و 3070 و 3090 لا 3080 مليحه جايب.
Him versus Shiro.
هي.
Stuck in the corner, and he'll use the utility well.
Molly's not deep enough here.
قسم موليات في رحبه.
No way. Shiro's got the pistol out.
ويا رطا.
Down lower.
الله جيم.
Sidearm gets that one over just barely.
That is
جيم
scary. It almost looked like a no-scope, that first kill from James.
I thought Magix was done for when he was pushing Cave with his crosshair in the mud.
That was, but it was the right idea.
Or Magix, excuse
واو
me.
ما كاش كيف يدير.
Instead of smoking himself out, or
كان لك كليك دي زي دري يبيع بالدي دي ار 5 ب 6 جيجا وغيره.
Donk says that's huge for the program.
Kid's sick of losing. Nobody to hold Nota inside of that corner. Nice MP7 win for Tanir. That's big.
عاودي راه يدير مع كليك ديزات راه اسوسي راه سبونسوريت مع كليك ديزات تاع وهران. هو مين يكتب 950 باش الكوميونيتي اراب، هو عنده كوميونيتي اراب، هو مسني مع ازوس وكاع يتفرجوا ميدلين ايس بزاف. فهمتني؟ انا بيه يكتب 950 شو مين يهضر لك بالدينار في الفيديو يهضر بالدينار.
That's what we were going to get. That's why it was a real oddity that last map that Shiro wasn't able to, you know, make
هو
anything.
في التيت يكتب 950 باش واحد اخر يجي يتفرج كي شغل اومونطو تاع جزائر اومونطو كاع للجميع فاهم يهضر بالسوام هكا يقول لك هذه قطعه بسومه $50 في الجزائر غادي تشريها سومه هذا بيسي راه كاين كليك في ديزات ايام التالي يقول لك يا روح شري من عنده.
Maybe they hang on.
فهمتني شغل يجي من عنده ماتيريال ويصنع لي زونيتي كيما كان مع هو كانوا دايرين له شهريه الاخرين يدير لهم فيديو بار جور نسيتو كيسموهم اوكي اللي كانوا شايعين يخدموا لي بي سي بزاف.
Long retake emphasis here for Spirit. Nice headshot out from Donk, but then he gets killed back by James, who's now on half health himself. That's the last piece found out. Blindsided, but
واه راه داير عيانه هذيك 610 داير كارتنر عيانه كيما كنت تشوف فيهم انا بكري من بغيت نشري بي سي راه داير 610.
I love a check-in to see who's happy about the half so far.
تقعد في الدي دي ار 5 تبصرك فاهمني عيانه بس تقعد في الدي دي ار 5.
It's kind of had it all in terms of, you know, a solid.
راك تبان نلعب سي اس جو ما مليحه. انا ما عنديش ايكرون 600 هرتز ولا 300 هرتز انا حدي من بدل الايكرون نجيب 240 دروك بالدراهم 5 ملايين نجيب واحد 240 شباب اجي ستاف كيما اللي راه عندي هذا عندي 140 كاتينات.
Okay, just gonna try to dive it. So no
واه هذه قلتها لك كاين اللي ما يبغيش يمسو هذه ما يبغيهاش كاين اللي ما يبغيهاش كيما انا واحد كاع كنت تقولها لي ما نديرهاش انا نبغي نشري نحطه نشحن.
But you've given the CTs a chance to recover already before the plant even goes down. James kind of got locked back.
وي برساتشي يا صاحبي هذيك مبروك. راه تويتش
But Donk's going to reapply pressure, take the edge into
Switch
Spirit's
right
hands.
And
And then
then
Magix comes through with the flank. So PARIVISION's consistency to this B
ويا
bomb
باش
site ends on an all-in rush. Belchinok's Tech 9 with no bomb
باش
possession.
نغرب تاكنا يقتل.
Trying to just go away unnoticed. But they know where he's at, and Donk's had enough. That's going to be Donk with 2 kills, Magix with a double, and Spirit with a 7-round CT side.
واس كاميرا دير حالها. الناس راه تشرع. هذاك اللي قلت لك عليه تاع الجربه اللي قلت لك تاع اللحم. هذاك جاي مسكين يشرح لنا على خاطر بروسيسور بدل له السيد. قال لي نشري عليك بروسيسور بيرا عند تاع ليفريزون جبت بروسيسور رخيص حطه له تما ودا بروسيسور غالي دار له رايزن نير.
Nice to have new talent. It's always nice to see and nice for the viewers. I think it's the overall roster and just the hunger of the team. They're a loud team and they're not afraid to show it, and that's interesting.
I would recommend to
واو.
watch every single match.
لا بيا نبغي نشري محانوت انا. لا بيا قلت لك اشري ولعب.
A dangerous team, and if Cobra are gonna be playing like Senzu did, and the rest gonna be in form, they're also capable of anything.
The team to watch in 2026 is maybe Astralis. I think they did some changes and maybe a lot of people kind of underestimated them after the changes because they didn't pick up some like super proven players, but it looks like they have good chemistry, and also their team is pretty young, so I think they can do good things in 2026.
لا سامسونج غادي تطلق 360 RTX 360 بروسيسور جديد وتطلقها للمارشي. قلت لك غادي تخدم 360 370 و 3080 ولا 3090 والله ما عندي عارف. المهم غادي تطلق 3 موديل تاع RTX صنف 3000. كاسيراتو ما طلقش بلوك.
Nie wiem, kto to jest jakiś...
شفتوا ديال هولند اين ازمه هديه اوه لقدنا الله شيء.
Big
لا
moments
حد
for
نشري
Shiro throughout the
RTX
CT
وريح.
side that helped that all-in
Denmark.
consistency towards the B bomb site be staved off. PARIVISION were adamant about what they wanted, and oddly, Mo, throughout that entire CT side,
كاين بي جي ال 30 مارس
a
يمسو
single opening duel.
غادي يلعبوا في
Floating a
اسبورتال.
lot between to mid and B
PGL.
is trying to overfill in this situation, and obviously it was a lot of B out of PARIVISION. The question here is this enough of a first half? Now PARIVISION switch over. Wow, 2 very clean kills. Donk and Shiro already out. Top performers.
Heavy hitters for Spirit here on map 2.
ايش هديه؟
Good earners, those guys.
يديها الهديه يديها.
Top dogs. Dead already. His pistol, full conversion for Spirit on the CT side. They finish
ايوا
with a streak of
شغل
rounds
من
as well.
اكوميلي واحد لي سيرتان بوان يزيدوك لي بوان شغل سيرتان تايم كيما نقولوا من تفرج 10 دقائق ولا 15 دقيقه ولا نص ساعه يعطوك.
Don't sleep on the baby squirrel.
ها هو مديرات يهضر معاه.
All right, last ditch effort. It's going to be up through Donut into the A site. Will they even be able to safely plant?
Not with main control for Belchinok, you'd think no.
كل يتلعب بورتال